Hi.
Recording in progress. All right, so welcome to the second weekend in a row of B Team
Woo!
with War of the Burning Skies. So much going on, so much stuff. I have done a bunch of. You guys will have been proud of me. I did a bunch of prep for War of the Burning Skies, so
Woo!
we've got some stuff going on there. Some especially interesting things are going to be happening. But
Man,
in the meantime, what?
does that mean that all my pre-read ahead in the module stuff is going to be like all for naught?
Totally pooched. I have gone so far off book. The book is a dot on the horizon at this point.
Can I ask a question that's not meant to be an attack and
Sure.
and and you'll still feel okay afterwards?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but I'll do my best.
How are we doing on the A team wrap up?
So yeah, so Mike, did you rat me out to these guys? Is that why I'm
I
getting this
didn't
question?
say anything.
Okay. So Mike and I had originally slated last Sunday, the 31st of May, as being potentially a team wrap-up day. And I don't know if it was publicized or not, but a lot of
No, it
it was
wasn't.
okay, it wasn't publicized, but a lot of it was dependent on me writing actual words for a team stuff. And while I have, and I will say that this is that I have actually written words, I have certainly not even approached having written all the words that are required. And I would venture to say even saying most of the words would be probably a lie. But what I can tell you I have is all of the outlines for what I want to write. So I've got for basically for pretty much every character, and I think every much I'd have to look, but I think every character I've got an outline of the end story that I want to write, and for probably half the characters, I have that story at least partially complete.
Yeah,
So, but so to answer your question, it's not done.
yeah, that's a
Um,
long way to go to say no.
yeah, no. So right now, the next fifth Sunday, we have, oh, that's not, I don't know that that'll work. The next fifth Sunday we have, oh, it might absolutely work, is August 30th, which is not that far off. It's only about 3 months off. So my current target for A Team narratives is that we will on August 30th have an A Team call during which we will voice the narratives, and everybody will read their parts of their own narrative, and we will listen to each other's stories. Meaning that I will get an A Team narrative to each of you from A Team prior to that for review, comment, and revision, so that it comes to the thing. But I'm writing them in the style of um, like TV scripts. If you've ever seen a TV script, how they're written, that's how I'm writing these narratives because there will be voices, there will be people speaking on several places. In some cases, there may be two or more A-team individuals speaking in a single narrative. So there's a lot going on. But yes, no, I'm sorry to admit that I have not completed them. My target right now is August 30th for that day,
Cool.
which is
Well,
the next fifth Sunday.
to quote Douglas Adams, I really love deadlines. They make a pleasant sound as they go whooshing by.
I like that.
So
I'll have to.
so take that and feel good about it.
I will. I'll do my best. But yeah, no, I missed. We were looking at the 31st, and I had gotten some work done, and then I got doing some other stuff, and frankly, I really I could make a lot of excuses here, but I won't. I didn't do them for a variety of reasons. So, but they are every time I sit down on my computer, they are eyeballing me in the face, saying, "Oh, you should write some words," and I'm like,
Uh,
"Yes, I should. I should write words." So, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
well,
What
you've been distracted by squirrels,
I've been
and
distracted. Well,
you are
recently,
not
yeah.
the first person that that's ever happened to.
I was going to say
Ooh,
yes.
squirrel. No, but one thing that I have been working on in recent weeks is I don't know. I think I told mentioned this to you guys yesterday. Yesterday, last time we saw last weekend, I guess maybe that Bob DeRoos, our friend Bob from BDC, is moving to Florida, and he is in the process of cleaning out his home in Belleville so they can sell it, put it on the market and sell it. And one of the things he's asked me to do is to help him catalog and ultimately sell his fairly substantive collection of D&D materials and assorted books. So, and I finished the catalog today as part of the thing. So it's a pretty significant thing this week. Well, I'm going to do a little pricing research and that kind of stuff, but I'm going to be putting that catalog online, or well, I'll basically be sharing a Google Doc with you guys this week to for if anybody is interested in acquiring some of the Bob DeRusse collection. There are some really interesting things um, in there, including a white box from 1979, a white box, an original D&D
Oh, cool.
first edition set, a white box from 1979. It's, I think, sixth printing,
Uh,
but the it doesn't have the Game Master's notes, but it does have all three of the booklets that were contained within, and the booklets are in absolute mint condition. The box has got a dent in it, but the booklets are perfect.
oh,
So very interesting stuff. A lot of other things, a lot of first edition, second edition stuff. Not as much when you get in the later editions, but there's some judges. There's some really nice Judges Guild stuff in there, and almost, well, I shouldn't say almost, but pretty substantive collections of Dungeon and Dragon magazines.
oh,
Imagine, say, from probably almost every issue from between 1982 or 83 to about 2008 or 9.
oh.
So if you're interested in hard copy Dragon and Dungeon magazines, there's a lot here. Also, if you're a fan of Knights of the Dinner Table, he's got a really substantive collection of those comics for Knights of the Dinner Table. If you're not familiar with Knights of the Dinner Table, I encourage you to become familiar because they are awesome. They are awesome comics.
I've
I'm not a
heard of it.
comics guy, but KODT is really good. Anyway, I will be providing that over the course of this coming week to let everybody take a look and hit me up with questions, comments, and things of that nature. In the meantime, let's play a little Pathfinder. What do you say? So last time,
All right.
a lot of things happened. You guys had stumbled across a jungle ruin, that was a place that had been fallen down and ruined, and you had found what you guys still believe to be one of the members of a second adventuring party that was sent from Sequin ostensibly to locate or try to stop the Sargavans from acquiring the Torch of the Burning Sky at Castle Corstal, but got to Aresh and were on one hand taken by or well influenced by Balance, the Trilith that was inhabiting the village of Aresh, and or now maybe victims of a renegade faction of monks who may have some sort of nefarious activities going on. In the meantime, you guys are now on the hunt for one of the primary monks of the Monastery of Two Winds, Pylus's philosophical laboratory, a place that he goes deep in the jungle where he thinks big thoughts and helps to chart the path of the monastery. You'll remember Pylus and Longinus represent the two winds, one the east wind and one the west wind. The east wind, aggressive and purposeful and willing to make the first strike. Whereas, which is Pylus is of the East Wind. He's the first strike monk. He's like the best defense is a good offense kind of guy. Then you have Longinus, who's of the West Wind, which is more passive, letting violence and desire and aggression flow over you. Be the rock upon which the water breaks. That kind of thing. Pylus has this philosophical laboratory out in the middle of nowhere that he goes to think big thoughts. And it's your suspicion that among other people, Three Weeping Ravens has been spirited off to there by some sort of air elemental. In the meantime, you guys have gotten here and you found Ursek. Ursek, the lizard man druid that came out with the first party from Sequin at Lord Vortbert's behest, servants of Lord Vorpert, and so has come out. But you found him tied to a stone, released him, and at the same time were attacked on one hand by a bunch of velociraptors, which were webbed and murdered by Titus. On the other hand, by a series of plant-hobbits, the best way to describe them.
But
Um,
Vondra murdered the Velociraptors. I just trapped them.
Trapped. Okay, Vondra murdered them. But now you have. But then you were attacked by as from the jungle emerged all of these sort of plant hobbits that came bearing, napped flint stone weapons that they try to do. And suddenly they were everywhere. So there's a couple of situations that are going on right now. We're still in combat. So we've got a couple of situations. If you look closely here, up in the north end of the ruined building, you can see a couple of things. One, Lorelei had done a color, or is currently doing a fascinate, and she still has one of the plant creatures which she has fascinated, although one
Spence is killing me. That's a good look for him.
Unusual for him to have internet issues.
Yeah.
The quarters.
We lost Les.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
You all can hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Huh. Uh-huh. Well, the meeting's being recorded still. I think.
Is it being recorded still?
has now right.
Uh-oh.
What just happened?
Are you back?
I am back. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi, sweetie.
Okay,
Quit
hold on.
touching him and go to bed, kid.
No fair. Say it to me. She's jealous I'm going to bed early.
Yes, I'm not allowed to say it to you.
You have everybody? Was I the only one that got
Yeah.
booted?
Yeah, you were froze for a while, Les.
All right, sorry
You're good,
about
though.
that. I don't know what happened. We had some internet issues. But how far did I get? Did I talk about why the smoke is
You had
pouring
just
out of
started.
All right, so the smoke is pouring out of there because Titus fireballed underneath into the crack in the floor, which underneath which showed that there was another level underneath these ruins, and Titus saw some creatures down there, kind of scuttling about, maybe waiting for somebody to fall in, and be captured. Titus addressed them in Draconic, received no response, and then fireballed underneath the thing.
That'll teach you not to answer him.
Yeah, they taught him not to answer, but the smoke pouring out from under there is from Titus's fireball. Then we got down here. So down here with Poe and Ono, we have and Vondram, we have a pretty significant dust up. As you can see, there's easily closing in on 10 of these corpses. Half a dozen, 10 of these plant hobbits have been both beaten to death, roasted, and speared, and in many ways just destroyed by a combination of Ono, Poe, and Vondram. That battle is still going on. There are two still alive, although they are very much injured, so there's still a fight going on down there. In the meantime, Ono cannot. But I think the biggest thing that happened last time was Ono cannot do flurry of blows for another 2 rounds because of a particularly aggressive hangnail.
I have a
The nasty hangnail.
It's a nasty one.
Right.
And Poe is deaf
Right.
and cannot hear anything
Till he heals himself.
till he heals himself, if he chooses to do so. Frankly, I've heard a lot of things that I could just pass upon. But that's where we are right now. So, any questions or issues with what's going on? Anything you need to clarify or anything like that I can do?
Nope.
Do we have any is Bless on? I don't remember having anything on.
I don't think anything's on. Nope.
I don't
he
think
has
anything.
both.
Everything is. You guys were so spread out. I don't think there
With
was
the
a
exception, I think we have message.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got
Messages
messages
on.
going. Yeah. Okay.
But
Cool.
that's it.
Cool.
So I believe Titus is still flying. He's about 25 feet in the air. And also Arendar, or I'm sorry, Wraith is also flying.
Yes.
He's about 10 feet in the air. And he's just dropped a
Lizard man.
lizard man the 10 feet down into the ground. The lizard man, you can see I've made it so that you can see his hit points. He is low hit points. He is not unconscious or anything yet, but one suspects that those hit points are due to poison or constitution damage as opposed to actual wounds, which you have not seen.
Right.
And that's where we will begin. Everybody cool?
Yep.
Well,
Titus is up first. So you just nuked underneath the floor up there. You do not see or hear any more people scuttling around down there right now.
huh.
Okay, I'm going to delay for a bit.
It's going to delay you. Is there a particular trigger, or are you just going to call it when you see it?
I'll call it when I see it or at the end of the round, whichever comes first.
Sounds good. Wraith, you are flying 10 feet in the air. You are flying above the walls of this ruined building, so you can see an enlarged Poe and Vondram over there and Ono sort of in the distance. You can definitely see Poe fighting with his spear.
I'm going to fly down to the lizard man
Ooh, okay.
and
Are
feed
you-
him a potion.
Okay. Are you landing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down to wherever he is because I dropped him on the ground, so I'm guessing that's where he is.
Yeah, he's right next to you. I mean, I moved. I replaced shit, the little stick man I drew last time with an actual token. So
Yeah.
there he is.
So I believe cure medium is what? Cure moderate? Isn't
You're
that
moderate.
Cure moderate,
Your
yeah.
moderate is 2d8 plus whatever it was made at.
2d8 plus 5?
Sure. That's a nice generic
It's
number.
if it's a potion, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to feed him one of those to get his health back up.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that helps him significantly. His health goes back up quite a little bit. It doesn't look like he is entirety, and he's able to, as you're, sort of standing by him, kneeling by him as you feed him the potion, he does sit up. There's a couple of things that you realize now is that he's quite massy. So even though you were carrying him sort of in a thing, helping him sit up, you realize just how much mass this creature has. He's a pretty big dude. He seems physically better. It's like colors returning back, a greenish color is returning back to his skin. The sclera of his eyes starts to whiten a bit more than the yellow it was. But he sort of leans over to you and speaks to you in sort of like this sibilant common. And he's looking at you and he just says like a series of words that don't seem to be interconnected in any way. It's like capture, gone, people, modest,
Is
all
he
the
within earshot? I've got comprehend languages cast.
give me a perception check.
Okay.
I think he probably is within earshot.
Okay. Or at least where I can pick up snippets and go, I better go over there and help out.
24. Yeah, you could definitely hear him, and you're hearing, Wraith's like, that was a potion of cure moderate. You should feel much better. But the words you're hearing are not a different language; they're common. So you understand them immediately. What you're hearing, however, the same thing as Wraith is hearing, is that the words don't seem to go together. You can tell, both of you can tell, that he is definitely trying. Ursik is trying definitely to tell you guys something. But the words that he is saying don't seem to be making any sense. In fact, it just seems to be like a sort of a disconnected string of unrelated words.
Oh, I bet he's got a spell cast on him to prevent him from casting spells.
It's possible. That's actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Huh.
Like if he's got some sort of aphasia inducing spell cast on him to keep him from being able to do the verbal components of spells, that would be significant. All right.
And I have
Wraith,
nothing to
Wraith, you go down there, you fit him this potion. He's trying to converse. He still seems pretty sick. He's trying to converse, but the words are coming out or don't make a bunch of sense.
Yeah,
Oh no.
my brother talks and makes no fucking sense all the time.
Yep. It's usually
Oh
by
no.
talking to people.
Yes.
Hangnail is almost cured, but you have a guy right behind you, a plant dude, who is
Okay.
trying to chop you with a stone, with a flint knap
Really?
stone.
I hate that. I hate that. All right. I'm almost tired of these little planet guys, and I'm almost ready to reverse my usual pacifistic ways. Anyway, go ahead.
Do it. Do it. Oh, wait. Arendar's not there.
All right. So, is it my
It is your turn, but you cannot do flurry of blows.
yes, sir. I'm gonna I'm gonna punch that guy. Non-lethally punch him. Or
Okay.
wait, I can't punch or what?
Yeah, you
You
can
can
punch. You just
punch,
can't
you
do
just can't do
blows.
flurry
Yeah.
Okay,
because of
so
the
the
because of the
first
hangman.
one,
So it
and
chops you down to probably 2 attacks per round as opposed to like the 4 or 5 you get.
Yep, I
um,
think that's
I
exactly right.
usually get four,
So I think
but
it chops you
so
down to 2.
two. Okay, um, I I will not do any special effects or key powers right now. Just these first two count.
22 and 21, both are hits, both are slams. And are you non-lethaling?
Yes, sir.
Okay. These hits are more than enough to eclipse his diminished hit points. So he goes down quite handily. Now, I remember there were a couple that you punched that were still unconscious. Is that the pink guys? I think
Yes,
it
sir.
is.
The pink one.
So this one goes down as well, and it is unconscious. It doesn't seem to. It's the first time that you've really sort of examined these guys with any real thing after you've knocked them unconscious. They don't
Uh,
seem to be breathing in the traditional sense. If you look around at some of the burnt up and skewered corpses, you see that the interior is made of like leaves and things like that, but they don't seem to be breathing. Although they aren't moving, so it's kind of difficult to tell that they are unconscious rather than dead.
Perhaps my young leafy distant brothers can learn the ways of untwisting iron.
Eminently possible. I bet if you talk with these guys, they would definitely want to join.
Anyway,
All right. Do you want to move at all? You've conducted your attack. You
uh,
can move. You can have a 5 foot step if you want.
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna step to here if I can.
Okay. Just step over
And
the unconscious guy and
yeah, and
get between Poe and the last remaining dude.
oh wait, I did not mean to block Poe. Hold on a minute.
Well, Poe's
All
enlarged, so
right.
blocking him might be a bigger project.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right,
Right up.
okay. Then I was gonna engage that last guy, but I realized you're right there, so I have blundered right in the way.
No problem.
All
He
right,
seems to be confident that he can get around you. So
all
that said,
right.
it's Arendar's turn. Arendar, you are standing next to a now roused plant dude. That didn't
Yeah.
that didn't come out nearly as well as I'd hoped.
No,
Um,
that's a little awkward.
yeah, and
Um,
I mean roused in the sense that he is not fascinated by Lorelei's singing
right.
I'm
anymore.
gonna undelay.
Okay, you're gonna come in right here.
Underlay,
I'm
underlay.
gonna I'm gonna shoot magic missile at the guy next to Arendar and the guy next to Poe.
Okay,
So
which do you want to do first?
I guess it doesn't matter. The one near Ono.
Okay. All right. So how many missiles are you going to shoot at each one?
Uh
You get 5 magic missiles?
I believe so.
For ninth level, it's 5. Are we ninth or eighth level? We're ninth level,
Ninth.
right?
Ninth.
So yes, 5 missiles.
So I'll shoot two at the well, let me shoot. Can I do one at a time?
Sure.
Okay. So I will shoot.
All right. First one. it didn't. Let's spread that out. All right. The first shot that you do
It's
does
3 points of
three.
damage.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the rolls because they're all
Yep.
sort of commingled.
Yep.
So I'm reading 2 + 1 is 3 points, and that goes right through this dude's head, and he drops like a hot stone right in front of Ono. Pop, and he is dead. So you can focus the remainder on the other one. You almost have to now. So that's
Or I could
7, 12, 16. And those 4 magic missiles go flying into this dude right here.
Now, I'm the only one that's hit that guy. This could be a verm.
It could be a verm. Well, he only has 5 hit points left, so it's definitely a verm. And he goes down hot and squeezing. And that is a verm. So Andrew got a verm, and Mike P gets the assist.
So let's beat last week's record.
We had 4 verms last week. All right, so he goes down. Do you wish to move at all?
No, I'm I'm good where I am.
Continuing to hover. All right, now we should go to Arendar. Arendar, that was a classic verm in that you were getting ready to strike this guy.
I was like,
You had done
right,
the
I'll
only
do you
damage
for that.
and somebody else did him for that.
Okay.
And it was a magic missile verm too, which is a classic verm.
Yeah, take a 5-foot step to there. And then
Okay.
smacking the guy.
This poor
The
plant
mesmerized
creature,
guy.
mesmerized, listening to Lorelei sing a song, sing the song of her people. And now you're just gonna chop them in half. Ooh, yeah, you are.
Pretty much.
All right. So the first one is a confirmed crit.
Okay, so that just kicks it up to 57 points of damage.
57 points of damage.
Whoa.
Well, he has 26. So you just come over and bisect this guy right across the middle. The falcata hits him in the small of what manifests as his back, crunches through the internal plant matter, and comes blasting out the other side in a shower of leaves and vegetable matter as the 2 pieces of the creature go in different directions.
Then I yell 4.
Lorelei stopped singing. Having seen
she says,
such
how rude.
How rude.
How rude. Having seen such carnage, she stops singing and gazes on the plant man at the bottom of the thing. So that, by the way, is the last of the creatures. So at this point, we slip out of initiative as the last of the creatures falls to their death. Now we do have some unconscious ones, and Ono, as you sort of look over the ones that you have done non-lethal behavior against, you
Yes.
can tell that they're certainly in better condition than the ones that have been skewered or lit on fire and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You suspect that they are still alive.
Okay, so now that we're done with combat, I am going to yell medic.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say, my brother didn't kill anybody. Go make sure he's all right.
Not only did he not kill someone, he actually saved someone potentially. So,
Exercise whatever's possessed him out of him. So
Incredible.
so what are you guys going to do next? All of the creatures. I mean, depending on what you want to do, you've got. It looks like 3 of these creatures. 4, if I look under Poe. I'm just going to move you down here. You got 4 of them that are unconscious rather than dead. Ono, Poe, Vondrum, you guys are sort of Johnny on the spot with those ones. What do you want to do with them? They're not moving right now, but who knows when they come back?
Yes.
I wouldn't even know they were not dead, honestly. So
I'm going to call out to Arendar and say, there's some alive down here. God knows what Ono's going to do with them. And walk away.
All right.
on my way.
you can make me small again, Les. I'm not going to be big anymore.
All right.
We're gonna
Are you
roll
going to-
cigars with them.
You could make them into cigars, yeah, or a big bonfire. They do. The ones that were blown up are burning merrily over here yet, so pouring smoke into the air, and having because these ones over here were blown up with a fireball.
Okay. So, are there 3 black guys still?
4.
4. 4.
The 4,
Right,
yeah. There's the ones with the pink circles are only unconscious, not dead.
I'll
Okay.
walk over. Vondram will go over to the burning ones and put them out so we can put the smoke signal away out.
Okay. There's
Any
still
fire.
smoke.
Good
It's not a
call.
lot, but there's still smoke coming out from the crevice.
Okay, well, I mean, this is these four guys who are still alive. They're my problem. I've failed to uh, obliterate them. If they come back to life and they still want to fight, I will fight them. This time I will make sure they stay down.
Ooh, okay. Um, all right. So, all right. So, Ono, you are sort of gathering up and watching these creatures to see what they do when they wake up.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you?
I
I'll
went
just
over to
wait.
put out bodies.
Okay, so you're putting out the stomping them out.
I'm drenching
Fireballs
them.
are largely concussive. It's just that these creatures are kind of flammable, made of plant material as they are.
Oh, makes sense.
I
Titus. Oh, go ahead.
I'll put him out with a fire hose from above.
Are you
Are you peeing on them?
are you
Yeah,
peeing out your victims?
yeah.
All right, so you get those guys put out pretty quickly. They are definitely dead. Um, uh, Bondrum, I saw that you also went down by Wraith. Now Wraith, Ursik continues. He seems to be much better from a health standpoint. He doesn't. One of the things you notice, he doesn't have any wounds on him, in the traditional sense, but he does seem either poisoned or in something. Now that poison has eased back considerably, and he seems to be. I mean, although he still seems very weak, he seems to be have more strength than when you first came upon him when he was just like leaning forward in the thing. That
Right.
said, he still can't seem to put two cogent sentences
Well, that
together.
makes sense.
I don't have any poison spell potions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I got a couple things I can do. Would I judge him to be sickened or nauseated?
He's not vomiting or anything like that, so probably not. He
Okay.
looks like he's. Give me a medical check or a health check, medicine check, I should say.
Yeah, right. Let me see. That, got that mace to do. I mean, I got to figure out what that mace does. I don't ever use that silly thing. Let's see. DC 15. Oh, that doesn't matter. Uh, Hang on, I don't have it in here. I gotta roll it. It's gonna be plus 11.
So
So
20.
20.
So yeah, your guess is, I mean, basically you have a quick conversation with Wraith and he tells you a little bit about what he's seen. Your assessment is probably this creature has been poisoned to the extent that he's taken both intelligence and con damage.
Question.
Hmm.
Would would resistance spell be of any help?
Resistance sort of fortifies you before you get hit by a spell. So in this case, it
Ah,
probably would not, unless somebody wanted to cast him a spell later on. I don't think it would help him with
okay.
existing
I
issues.
didn't know it was a pre.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's sort of like it's prophylactic.
gotcha.
I actually have neutralized poison.
Really?
Yeah, that would
Okay.
probably help him, right?
Yeah, it might.
One creature, yeah. So I will roll that. Assume he doesn't. It's a will save, but he's not going to try to save it, I wouldn't assume, right?
Oh,
Well, go ahead.
if that doesn't work, I just realized last raise in level, I got the remove curse spell.
Oh, oh.
So if your poison thing doesn't work,
I mean, he had stuff in his mouth, so I'm
right?
thinking that this is something like a contact. Any sort of venom,
Yeah, I think you're
target
right. I'm just wondering
creature.
though if it's magic. If yours doesn't work, then
Okay, yeah. So I got to make a roll against the DC of the poison less.
Okay.
So it's a D20 plus 9. D20 plus So 21.
21. Okay. So you cast neutralize poison on him, and you can see him sort of like his eyes perk up. He's feeling much better. Even more so than after Wraith gave him the healing potion. He seems to be better. His breathing is better. His color is better. He seems to, and he looks at you, and sort of like bows his head in thanks, and then begins to speak. And again, it's a series of unconnected words. And at this point, he kind of looks confused. And then he says some words again. And one thing that you guys all notice as you guys are standing around, as you're watching him do this, he seems disconcerted by the fact that he's saying these words. And it becomes obvious to you guys that he's thinking different words, but the words coming out of his mouth are not what he wants to say. So, but you'll also notice that some of the words that he says repeat themselves, like certain phrases repeat. So it's almost as if whatever's happening to him, what his words that would be coming out of his mouth are being replaced by other words, right? On a one-to-one basis.
Huh. Interesting. Never had a spell like
He
that.
seems healthy. He actually stands up, kind of like shakes it off, and you can see, there's a couple of things where he's like murmuring to himself. You can see him. He reaches for what was obviously something hanging from his neck, which is not there now. He's like, oh, it's gone. He seems to be taking sort of stock in himself, and he does come to you guys, and Poe especially, and Wraith, he'll come to you guys and he'll embrace you guys, and nodding and that kind of stuff. Uh, but again, when he speaks, it's a series of unconnected words that seemingly make no sense. But he definitely seems a lot healthier. It was definitely a poison. Is your thought that was affecting, but there does seem to be something else going on as well.
Okay.
I could do a break enchantment, or could be a curse.
In case it's a stat drain thing. Actually, break enchantment. If you got break enchantment, that would.
Yeah, I have restoration, but I didn't think that would apply because that's more.
Yeah, that's more stat damage.
Isn't that what you need when you're doing con damage? And
Yeah,
stat damage. It helps with that.
Yeah, but switching words one for one, that's not really a.
He's having a stroke.
He's 58.
Let's try a break enchantment less and see if that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that has promise.
All right, let me check the rules on that real quick.
Right.
And it helps if you don't call it beak enchantment, because that is a totally different spell. Spells freeze victims from enchantments, transmutations, and curses. Break enchantment, curse, instantaneous, blah, blah, blah. Okay, to do so. So you make a caster level check against a DC of 11 plus the caster level effect. Success means the creature is free. All right, so what is your caster level check? 19. All right, so I got to check something real quick. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Aha. Okay. So you cast the spell, and at first things don't seem to have changed. But as you're at first things seem to change, and you can hear him, you see him sort of reach up and hold his throat, and he says, I don't know if that worked or not. Do you guys understand? And he says it in sort of like heavily accented comment. Do you guys understand the words I am saying now? Or are we still, am I still emitting confused words of no meaning?
Arendar's going to smile and say, not a clue.
He looks around and he's like, I think this one understands me. Do you understand me, sir?
Oh, yes.
Hey, Les, I can do up to 9 people with that thing. So just on a lark, I'm going to do it for everybody that's within 30 feet of me, just in case they're enchanted with something.
What, break enchantment?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so his hand comes
Is
away, and
this
he's like,
because I didn't kill anyone?
Yeah.
You think I'm a champ?
Yeah, your brother asked me to check on you, man. So
there does not seem to, when it comes to Wraith, as you're panning the break enchantment spell around and you focus on Wraith and his lack of murderousness, you think this wasn't necessarily an enchantment, perhaps simply an anomaly, or maybe he's mellowing a little bit. It was only a matter of time. Eventually he's going to be like, I don't think I want to be an archer anymore. I think I want to find a favorite chair, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
next I'm gonna take level in Bard so I can
There you go,
start
perfect.
start playing music.
I gave my love a cherry. All right, so yeah, so he's beginning to. He's like, you understand me correctly? I can't tell the words that I hear sound normal, but they haven't. But something's wrong. So
I'll let him know
Your
I can
words are making sense
understand.
now.
Yeah.
okay. Oh, such a relief. First, he's like, first, I want to thank all of you for rescuing me from the creatures below. I don't know why they tied me up like this, but when I was delivered here, they decided I don't know if they were going to sacrifice me or what. But I know that
Who delivered you here?
that is a much more difficult question.
Yeah.
I remember coming to Aresh with the rest of my friends from Sequin. I remember sudden and un unbreakable lassitude that settled over my brain like a great blanket of wet wool. And I could barely seem to move. I was taken to the monastery, carried in, and placed in a sort of infirmary for a period of time that could have been several days, could have been several weeks. And then I have very vague memories of being borne aloft into the sky by such creatures as I could not see, and arriving at a castle, a great castle, and then being brought in. And after that, I remember nothing until I found myself in the clutches of the kobolds below.
Huh.
They did not eat me as I suspected. I have a sneaking suspicion that because of my race, they felt that I was either somehow more dangerous than your average human or elf, or in some way related to them somehow. But they did not cook and eat me as I have been told that kobolds will, but instead dragged me up here. And tied me to some sort of stone, something that I think they held in some sort of esteem, but why I do not. And then the next thing I remember is uh is you. He points at Wraith. You pouring carrying me through the air and then pouring a foul tasting liquid down my gullet. I can only assume that the foul liquid was some sort of healing balm, and for that I thank you.
Actually, it was spit.
It was Uzo. It's
It
got
was
opium in
it. I did detect the faint flavor of black licorice.
it.
It's one of my favorite flavors, one of the favorite flavors of all the lizard men.
Did you detect the flavor of opium?
No, but I like opium too.
Ah,
But yeah, so that's basically he relates. He's like, look, I was in Aresh with the rest of my party once we had arrived there from Sequin. A sudden lassitude, a great lassitude, he says, took over to him, and he could barely speak, couldn't move, and was ultimately taken by monks into the monastery, where he was there for an unknown period of time.
how many of your compatriots were taken into the monastery?
I don't remember anyone else. I don't remember after I succumbed to the lassitude that was affecting everyone in the village. I don't remember seeing any of my friends after that.
One of them's still there.
One of them is still there. It's still in Aresh. Where? Wait, are we close to Aresh? I must go see them.
No, we're
Who
not.
is it?
The archer.
Errol? Errol lives?
Yes.
Oh, that is fortunate news indeed. I had thought that I might have been the last of my friends to survive.
How
How
large
f-
was How many were your party when you first came?
There were five of us, Errol and I, plus checks notes.
Three
Didn't even know
others.
he had notes on
Three
him.
others, yeah. There was Errol, the archer that you think, Sister Malin, also called the Thrice Blessed, Talvik Three Knives, a housebreaker and lockpicker of some note, myself, and the professor, Professor Selrian, our elven historian, who came with us as a spell to provide arcane support. I have seen none of them since I collapsed in Eresh.
We haven't seen him either, except for the archer.
If Errol survives and is it would did when you last saw him, was he in good health? Was he taken care of? Was he stricken with the same lassitude that I was?
He was, but he was taken care of, and he's better now.
This is fortunate news indeed. Blessings upon you. Blessings of the jungle upon you, sir.
We didn't take care of him. He was taken care of by a villager.
One of
We
the
just
Ereshi. Ah,
Yes, we
well, then
just
I am in
found
their
them.
debt as well.
The baker guy.
But yeah, so he describes the basically he says, look, Errol, if you've met, Sister Malin was a human priestess in her probably mid 40s. She was a tall, broad-shouldered woman with pale skin, but weathered by many years and broad. And she had black hair, which she braided with gold prayer rings, and wore, sort of cream and red vestments on top of her armor. She was our healer and our diviner to determine the fates of the gods. Then Talvik, who came to us from Absalom, not Absalom, who came to us from Gate Pass, and was his nickname was Three Knives. He was a half elf, I'm assuming in his late 30s, slim, considered handsome in a dangerous sort of way, with olive skin and dark hair tied back with leather cords. Frankly, he did not look too unlike yourselves. And he looks at Wraith and Arendar. He looked quite like you two.
Do I
I'm certainly not of the same family, but perhaps of the same racial extraction.
do I know him?
Talvik Three Knives? No, you have never heard of him.
Gate
But
Well,
Pass.
he's a thief from Gate Pass, so
yeah, so but you be the first to admit you didn't know every thief in Gate Pass.
yeah, he sounds like a hack.
If he's
And then
working for a board bird, he's definitely a hack.
And then finally, the professor Selrian, his surname is Voss, an elf, approximately 130 years of age. He was pale, elegant, silver blonde hair, spectacles. He was a scholar, a historian of note. Carried books with him wherever we go. Every time we would camp on the way to Eresh, and even when we arrived in Eresh, he was always deep in his books. Whenever he had a free moment. A brilliant wizard, but somewhat absent-minded. It was him that when we were briefed about the possible existence and the Sargavan effort to acquire the torch of the burning sky. It was Professor Selrian who had known some of the history of it, legends, but in some cases, these legends and myths, he had some additional information from his people, and he swore that the elves knew the torch of the burning sky to be a real thing, not just the ravings of fools and children. It's possible that it was Selrin himself who convinced Lord Vorpert to put together this expedition. None of us knew Selrian beforehand. The rest of us, especially myself, Three Knives, and Errol, had traveled together on a couple of occasions. We actually came to Sequin together, avoiding we had met up after the fall of Gate Pass. We had been traveling for quite a little bit through the valleys, avoiding the Sargavan patrols and pickets as we could until we could make our ways through the swamps to Sequin. And if you ask him when they arrived in Sequin, it would probably be during the it would be he'll give you a date, and it was during the time that you guys were in the mountains. So it would have been after you guys had arrived in Sequin. You had taken care of the hydromancer and then gone into the mountains, to the Dwarvish Mountains. So that's when they arrived there. You get the impression that these guys, well, Ursek definitely has known no other situation in Sequent in which Lord Vortbert isn't considered one of the most powerful men in Sequent, and also the most influential, and the primary force for defense of Sequent. Does that make
So what
sense?
is it? Yeah, what is it that I'm gonna ask Titus, what is it that we still have to do here? Are we still looking for this? And do we need to go down into the underground, which you sort of pre-nuked, to see if that's what we're looking for this monk?
I honestly, I was wondering that myself. I don't take as good a notes as you people. You people. Uh,
You people with your
so
notes.
I'm not sure if we were just here to rescue
The
this.
No,
dead
we
monk down
weren't.
below.
We weren't here to rescue this guy. We were
So
here to look for the what would you call it?
Hylas's philosophical laboratory.
Yeah, his Pilus's philosophical laboratory. So, do we still think it's at this location? And could it be something that's under,
I think we need to
beneath,
investigate down there.
yeah, beneath where we are?
So this is a ruin. These stone buildings. This is a ruin. You've got. I don't know that this would be considered. One of the things that Ursek mentioned was a castle. He was brought to a castle, born through the air to a huge castle, and that's all he remembers of that period. And then he found himself here with kobolds. Titus, kobolds do speak Draconic,
Mhm.
and they do like to live underground. And they are, between us here. They could easily be the same size of the creatures that you saw in the shadows.
right.
They are also great layers of traps,
Yeah, they do like their traps.
and you guys have run into snares up here,
Hmm.
and that swinging ball thing, which was supposed to
Right.
knock people, and that was designed to knock people off into a pit, because you remember you saw the pit.
Hmm.
Uh,
It's actually still visible right here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's my pit for smoking meats.
Why can't we have some meat?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know
But this does not in any way resemble anything that Ursek is describing. He can remember being at Eresh, and he was struck by what you guys now know as Balance's influence over the village. He was brought into the monastery by monks and spent some time in an infirmary there, but he doesn't know how much time. He says like it could have been days, it could have been weeks. I don't know. He's like, I was affected by this lassitude. Then he was borne aloft and brought to a great castle, he says. He describes it as a large, welcome, like a castle sitting in the middle of the jungle. And after that, he doesn't remember anything until he's in the capture of a bunch of kobolds, and they tie him to that stone. But he doesn't know why they did that.
should we examine the stone and then maybe look for the castle? I'm just wondering if the ruins are a waste of time. Like he said that the stone, the plinth, whatever, are of some import to whoever tied him there.
yeah, and
We,
he said he was taken to a great castle,
so yeah,
but I don't know that he necessarily knows where the castle is.
Right.
So it could be a castle in a cavern underground.
no,
It
he
could be like,
remembers. If you say that in front of him, he's like, no, I remember being born through the sky above the jungle canopy, and I could see the castle
well,
from
I can
from.
still still fly. So I'm gonna go up above the canopy and look around.
All right, you gonna shoot up there and take a look around?
Yeah, while I can still fly
Okay.
and see if I see anything. Because if he saw a castle, if he was taken to a castle that was above the canopy, in theory, you'd be able to see it above the canopy.
Theoretically, yeah, absolutely you would. So you're gonna go up there and take a look?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot up and look around.
Okay. So you go up pretty high. You probably go up 120, 130 feet straight up. You're well above the canopy. But in the distance, due east of where you are, and remember when you guys left to rest, you were heading due east. And so you came across this, which seems to be on the eastern meridian that you got, the
Right.
eastern trail that you guys were on. If you look due east, you can see way off in the distance, you can see something that I'm just going to show to you in the very distance. All
I'm
right.
gonna fly up
Chuck,
with him.
Chuck, can you see that?
I can.
Okay. So you're seeing it from a great distance, but that's what it looks like to you.
I'm gonna fly up with him and use the far glass.
Ah, okay. Perfect, perfect. So you will see it as well. So I'm going to put you over there. Where's my Titus? Oh, there he is. So I'm going to put you on that particular thing as well. Can you see
Yes.
what he's looking at? So yeah, I
Yes.
mean, you guys are still way far away. Probably by the crow flies, you're probably still 15 miles, maybe
Okay.
farther from that location, but that's what you guys see. How do you want to describe it to the rest of the party?
It's a
As
big castle, just like the lizard told you.
Descriptive.
Works for
and
me.
the spyglass does provide for clairvoyance, clairaudience. So if I can get any scintilla of information,
Do not hear any clairvoyance and clairaudience. Let me check those. Clairaudience gives you sight, or clairaudience gives you sound. Clairvoyance
right?
gives you sight, right?
Correct. I believe so. Anyway,
Let me check. It creates a magical invisible sensor at a specific location that enables you to hear and see almost as if you were there. All right, so yeah, you can get very close, and you see this. Just want to check something real quick. Yeah, yeah, you could see this place that you're looking at now, that you and Chuck are looking at. You do not the You can easily see it, and it looks exactly like it looks like you're seeing in the thing.
Mm.
It's almost like one of the things you notice is sort of like in a depression, in a hollow in the earth. You can see sort of at the I don't know if you can see that. Can you guys see that circle?
yeah,
Yeah.
I see the circle.
Okay, so that's for sort of the edge. So the castle is actually down in a almost a crater, and
Hmm.
then built up on something like a hill inside the crater. You can see when you do the clairaudience or clairvoyance, you can see it goes all the way around this castle. So the castle is like sort of built up almost like on a small plateau in a crater. But that's what you look like. What you don't get is any noises at all.
Hmm.
You don't hear anything.
But there are lights on inside the castle.
Seems to be lights on all over the place. Yeah, whatever what you see here.
So would I describe it as eerily quiet, or I just can't hear anything from where I am?
I would go with eerily quiet, because you can hear it. Let me rephrase this. You can hear sounds, bugs, insects, the
Right.
wind. What you don't hear is anything that would sound like the goings on inside of a castle.
Okay.
No people sounds, no voices, no music, nothing of the sort.
Okay. So I guess Wraith and I tell the group that we saw an a castle that sounded a lot like this guy described, that it's eerily quiet and it's about 15 miles
Yeah.
distant.
You guys should have
15.
gone. Are you guys looking back at the jungle ruins again, Chuck?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. 15 miles east.
50 or 15?
15,
15.
between 15 and 20.
Sorry, whatever spell that guy had, I have it too.
Clairvoyance?
No, stroke.
Oh.
Like what? Ah, you're funny.
So now nobody can understand what the fuck I'm saying.
Is that better or worse, Chuck?
I don't care.
I don't care. All right, so yeah, they come down, they come back down and land near you, the rest of you guys, and they tell you that about 15, maybe a little bit further due east, there is a castle. It seems to have been built up from the inside of a large old crater because you can see there's foliage in the crater, but it's definitely a depression in the earth where this castle is sort of built up in the center of it and just standing there. There are lights on in the castle, but no sounds seem to be made. No people. You do not see any people wandering around. No foragers. No door guards. Nothing like that. Just this castle in this strange, incongruous place.
Huh. Uh, Interesting.
Oh no! After an hour or so,
Yeah.
creatures that you knocked unconscious begin stirring.
All right.
Uh,
Fine.
and they one of them actually sits up
Where?
and sees this one. It's this one over here. This is the first one. The first one knocked out is the first one. This one right here.
All right. Fine.
He
I
sits up
right there.
and it's obvious that he, as you approach him, he's sort of crawling backwards, sort of scuttling backward, and that garter snake tongue kind of comes out, and
Okay.
he's making some sort of like hissing noise or like
All right. Okay.
and he's backing away from you. He's trying to get away from you.
Um, I will stand there. I will tap my foot and look down sternly, and uh, I'll let him scamper off. It's fine.
And he does exactly that. In fact, what he does is not only does he try to escape, but he goes over to some of them and begins shaking some of the other creatures. Some of them dead, but there's still a couple of them that
Uh,
are only unconscious. And he manages to wake up the other three, and he's still like kind of like looking at you constantly as he tries to find anybody else. And once he has those three, and he's looked at all the bodies, the four of them sort of slowly, well, slowly at first, and then with increasing speed, kind of filter back off into the jungle.
all right. Good. Good. Get gone. Stay gone. All right. I go back over here.
And let everybody know what happened.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, our friends took a hike. Our previously sleeping young plant friends got up and decided to take a hike.
To find the rest of their 100 tribe.
I don't know. They skedaddle though.
Well, maybe they'll tell the story of the great and powerful B team who beat them terribly, and they'll all stay scared and far away.
Out of all of those, there was easily 30 or 35 of these creatures.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not quite 35, certainly more than 20. And only four survived to go tell the tale. So, yeah, I don't know that you guys will be the fearsome warriors. I think mostly it will be more along the lines of the foreign murderers.
Devils.
Forward
You guys
motor.
are the equivalent of MS-13.
I guess you're not wrong. Wow.
Why'd
They'll
you
be telling
Wow.
they'll be telling this tale for a long time. All right, so at this point, you've got a couple of options. You can abandon this place and head east. Although, as you guys were talking about it, Ursek, well, he does not want to go with you. He's like, if you guys are heading east, he's like, I wish I could articulate fully the anxiety and fear I seem to have acquired when it comes to going towards the castle to the east. I have no desire to go back there. I don't know what happened to me there, but I have no desire to go back there. I hope you will forgive me after all you've done for me, but I would be a detriment to you. Were you to force me?
Huh. Wow. Well, we can't force you. I mean, we would never force you.
Well, we've got that kid who just let 4 enemies go. So you're not the only detriment we have.
All right. In fact, if you want to take that guy with you, you could.
Back to Arash. Well, that I mean, if the conversation progress, I mean, that's kind of what he wants to do, and he's perfectly happy to go it alone. He feels stronger. He seems to have accomplished his faculties. In fact, as you know, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. You can see him sort of essaying a few small spells, which seem to work. Nothing against you guys. He's doing, it's like it's obvious they're druidic spells. He's a forest guy.
Okay.
But he's like, I've recovered some of my powers. The gods of the jungle are smiling upon me once again. I believe I can make it back to Aresh, and he's like, and I desire to. If my friend Errol is there and he is, and he's alive, I want to go back there, and perhaps he and I can begin again to sort of try and find out what happened to the rest of our friends.
Okay. Uh,
But yeah, he's like, if you guys are going there, and it sounds like you are at some point anyway.
Yes,
Um,
typical less NPC. You can scurry off in cowardice and we'll be fine.
well, I mean, do you blame him? Something bad happened to him in that castle. Because the next thing he remembers is being tied to a stone, poisoned, and unable to speak.
yes.
Followed by saved by us.
So followed by Saved by Use, for which he is appropriately thankful. But he's like, look, every time I
But he
even
still wants to run back.
he wants to run back. He finds inside, and he seems like he's being very truthful. Inside, even the thought of returning to that castle which you have just described, which I firmly believe is the castle to which I was born upon the wings of some sort of creature, and then plunged into darkness from a memory standpoint, only to find myself a captive of kobolds, poisoned, and without the full capacity of my mind. You can imagine the sorts of thoughts and anxiety that rise up within me when I consider the possibility of returning to that place.
Huh. Huh. I see. I see. True. Well, we should not make him. I don't think.
No.
Yep.
Why? Yeah. Why would we make him?
Punishment?
Well, we know he's going to be useless. So
Uh,
Um, what? I don't
but
know that we need anything from
but
him.
he's perfectly comfortable to try to find his way back
Hmm.
to his buddy alone.
He is. He's
Okay.
like, now that I have my, that the lassitude which struck me in Eresh is gone. And I have some of my powers back. He goes, I could stand to get a night's rest so that I might retrieve the full complement of my magical abilities. But I have slept in the jungle before, and I'm quite comfortable. I'm quite comfortable in the jungle. I do not fear the the denizens of the jungle as you might think. And he kind of like grins, and he's got this alligator grin to him, and he says, "In many ways, the denizens of the jungle would be right to fear me."
Oh, I see. Huh.
I mean, he is a lizard folk druid of some metal.
So are we going to the castle?
Or do you want to investigate underneath?
Hmm.
Well, would
Something
he
was here
join
before.
us
Now,
and investigate?
kobold, inside the kobolds? In fact,
Yeah.
he
Would
might,
he?
he considers it. He's like, I just might. These kobolds were preparing to do something nefarious to me. I can sense it. Having tied me to some sort of sarsen stone, I can only think that they meant to conduct some sort of sacrifice or present me to some sort of creature as a food offering of some sort. And so, yes, I would accompany you downstairs.
What's a sarsen stone?
The sarsen stone it's a type of stone. It's the carved stone that he was tied to. It's just
Okay.
a generic name for carved stone.
Okay.
But you'll remember there were some carvings on the stone that he was tied to.
We examine it.
Old carvings. I think there were some carvings on it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you go back there and take a look at it, it's tall. It's taller than he is. So it stands up about probably 7.5 feet. The ropes that he was tied with were not woven ropes. It was mostly like vines and reeds and things sort of roped, sort of wound together. Very crude. The little woven bag with herbs and things stuffed in it is still lying on the ground there. And the stone itself, um, it doesn't take you very long, Titus, to understand to recognize that these are not whatever these carvings are. It's not draconic, which means it's probably not something that the kobolds did. It gives you every evidence of being far older, and maybe
I still
less
have
palatable.
comprehend languages going, so can I make anything out?
It's more like hieroglyphics than anything else, and you can't make all of it out with comprehend languages, but it does seem to be some sort of hieroglyphic language that indicates a couple of things. One, it talks about a great battle that took place here,
Mhm.
and the subsequent construction of some sort of monument to the victors of this battle. And there's a bunch of like weird proper names that don't make sense in almost any language. There is also a portion that says so. There's also the secondary portion of it that says that this is the point at which the lands and there's another different name, different language this time. This is the point at which the lands of so and so and so and one name and another name converge. This stone marks the border of the lands between these two great, and the rough equivalent is dukes, some sort of aristocratic title. It's not duke, but it's some sort of like these two guys. This is the point that their lands bordered.
Okay.
So there was a great battle here, and that looks like it's older. It looks like the border discussion is younger, like maybe added to it later. The border discussion looks very old. Or I'm sorry, the battle discussion looks very old.
Okay. And I relay as best as I can to the group. And anybody make heads or tails? Remember.
You do see at various locations in the stone, some of it embedded in the carving, what looks to be dried fluids of a blood-like nature.
Oh,
Does anyone have a black light?
This is not the place to put on your black light. But yeah, no, it looks like maybe this place has been used for sacrifices, or well, there's more than one or two splashes of what are almost certainly dried blood. Now it looks pretty old, but it could be that if the kobolds acquired this place, maybe they decided this was a way they could honor whoever was here.
Is there a
Do I
good
s-
knowledge check that would help us, maybe glean
Like,
a few more facts?
is it magical?
Blood? No, the blood's not magical.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering about that.
You could
No,
maybe
that's
do, I mean, you look there, the names there are, I mean, yeah, maybe you could do like a knowledge history, perhaps.
I don't know if I have
And
that.
game.
You want to give it a shot? Would you roll? 13?
That was me.
Oh, okay.
I could
Was
do
knowledge.
Arcana or religion.
Bondrum 24. Arcana and religion won't help you here, I don't think.
Okay.
A 24 in history, however, Vondrum, will help you. So when Titus is sort of reading the name, there's one name that comes out, and it's a discussion of the borders. And one of the names among the borders that where they say that these dukes kind of like their lands met here. One of the names that you kind of recognize, and that name is Vaust. Now it's written here in a different language, not in common, but Vaust is a name you've heard before. Um, it is the name of you remember reading in some of the history books that you've read both when during your studies and since that the Vousts were a Sargavan family from about they're probably all gone now. But you remember your thought is that they were probably prevalent here, oh, 3 generations, maybe 4 generations back. They were a Sargavan house that had come, supposedly had come from Cheliax a couple hundred years ago, come to Sargava, held various, your recollections, they had held various kind of like political and business appointments. And that when the Coal Tongues and the new Sargavan sort of aristocracy sort of came up, that the Vousts were ousted is too strong a word, probably pushed to the borderlands for this stone to indicate that this was the border of the Vousts lands. I don't know. It's possible that this would have been potentially a fortress of some kind back then, or something like that.
Okay.
But you do recognize that the name of Vaust, Vaust. It's a Sargavan family that was once a Chalaxian family, came to Sargava as part of the one of the earlier colonies when Sargava was still a sort of colony. You know how these things work. It's like, whenever a colony opens up, the main country kind of sends its second sons and lesser nobles and sort of cleans house a little bit, sort of gets some of the aristocratic thatch out of the main country and sends them off to make their name in the wilds.
Start
Okay.
marrying women and having babies.
But yeah, that's what the stone indicates.
Okay.
Hmm.
For what it's worth, there it is.
So the question is, do we go explore below ground or do we go to the east to the castle that me and
How close are we
Titus?
to resting time, Les?
It's probably early afternoon. It wouldn't. I mean, it would depend on if you want to stay overnight here. This might be. I mean, you could probably get to the castle by evening, but the jungle's pretty thick.
Yeah, there was an hour you said before the plant guys woke up anyway. So, in whatever we're doing here, we could have done in that time
Hmm.
while they were up looking at the castle and stuff.
Yeah,
Probably the first thing we'd do is have Lorelei fly down around there and see if there's anything moving around out there, down there.
down in the crevice area.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to send her down?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So let me do this. Let me see if I can make it. So oh no, that's not what I want. 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can send Lorelei by herself to that area. Yeah, maybe. Whoops. No, 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 no.
She's gonna turn off her lights all completely and go stealth mode.
Let me see what I can do. All right, let me do one thing here. Let me see if I can make this work. I bet I can. I bet I can. I'm super smart this way. Okay. Then Lorelei comes up, and then let me try this. All right. Poe, can you see through Lorelei's eyes? Do you see a different place?
Now it's all black.
It's all black. All right. Let me do this real quick. Let me see if I can change that a little bit. How about now?
Still black. Let me do a refresh. Yeah, still black.
All right. Let me try this then. Oh, I see there may be a problem. How about now?
Yep,
That work?
that works.
All right. So what you're seeing, basically the place down here is occluded with a lot of smoke, but I'm going to remove the smoke so make it a little easier for you to see. You see the red circle?
Yep.
And I'm going to take you, Poe, you're not down there, so I'm going to remove you there. So Lorelei, the red circle is an obvious area where the fireball sort of scorched the rubble down here. You could see you're in sort of I want to say a cross-shaped room, and you can see what looked to be the dead, scorched bodies of what looked to be several small creatures, may probably potentially kobolds. There are entranceways to the cross-shaped room at the south and the north, but you can't see much outside of them. Or can you? I don't think you can, but
I can see a fair amount. It looks like there's a fair amount of kobolds left still down here, right? Is that what this is?
can you mark it? Oh, well, yeah. So that you would see. So this white thing is a large stone table, and it's you. Lorelei would recognize it as being compiled of the same kind of smaller stones that the domes up at the top are compiled of. It looks like this is the same sort of technique, but it looks like a big stone table. And yeah, you can see that there is what looks to be a kobold sort of hunkered down there. He does have some weapons, and he's looking in your direction, but Lorelei doesn't think that he sees them. Or
Okay, yeah, she'll go back up and basically just tell everybody that it looks worthwhile to go check out downstairs. There are still some potential enemies down there, kobolds at least, but it's worth looking at, she thinks, in her opinion.
Okay. Uh, Odo is ready to jump in and do this charge.
All right, so you guys thinking you want to go down in the lower part of the ruins?
Before we
Sure.
do, I'm gonna cast message and bless.
Okay. And bless lasts for how long?
Oh, I didn't know there was gonna be a quiz.
There's always a quiz.
1 minute per level, so 9 minutes.
9 minutes. Okay, that's cool. Hold on. Let me do this. Send it back. I'm gonna get rid of that. All right. Why is this not working? Sorry, 1 second.
Sure.
Did I put you on? Yes, I did. I'm dumb. There we go. All right, now we're cooking with gas. All right, I'm gonna put you guys over here. All right, ready? All right, that's odd. You guys should be able to see much better than this. So let me start. Oh, it always turns it off. I hate when it does that. Let me start with Poe. And so Poe, you should be able to see pretty clearly. Is that true?
Yeah, I see a lot more clear on Roll20 regular screen. The one that you're showing is not showing real clear, but
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, but I'll fix that here in a minute. I just want to make sure everybody has their appropriate light on their own screens.
Yep.
Aaron, are you okay?
Yep.
All right.
I see
Ono,
only blackness.
Ono is next. How about now, Ono?
Ah. Oh, I see, I see. Hello, friends. There you
Okay.
are.
And then Titus.
I can see.
And then Aaron, let me see about Wraith. Maybe I did that wrong. No, Wraith is good. Let me see about Arendar. Arendar's good. Okay, so all of you should be able to see okay, and now it's coming up on the map as well. So yeah, so you guys um see a couple of things, right? So where, just like Lorelei pointed out, there's a couple of kobold bodies, badly burnt, scorched hair such as they have burnt off, that kind of stuff. You also find yourself in the room itself. Um, is quite it's obviously manufactured. This isn't a cavern. This was carved stone walls, and they seem to exhibit that same pattern of using smaller stones wedged together intricately. To make walls and stuff. There's an entrance to the north that leads into what looks to be something of a maybe a bigger area to the south as well. And those of you who can see to the south can also see that there does seem to be a single kobold down there behind hiding behind a group of um, stone what's the word I'm looking for, furniture, basically a giant, a huge table, and these large chairs. The chairs themselves are probably 8 feet across on the seat. It looks like this furniture was made for creatures who are much bigger than both the kobolds and frankly yourselves.
Hmm.
That's not good.
Well, they're really old, right? That's
It does seem to be very old.
Okay.
And if we see that guy down there, he is
You
a
could
hundred. He's 110% baiting us to walk through a trap to get to him.
Possibly.
This guy
He's down
down
there.
there.
I mean, he's hiding. He looks kind of frightened, but he's definitely hiding. But yeah, I mean, you guys, he's not doing an overly good job of it.
Yeah, these guys are 100% into their traps and bringing you into their traps.
Okay.
So what are you guys gonna do?
I could try diplomacy first in Draconic if we see them, although they ran off before.
They did run. Well, um, you would, if I recall the series of events, you addressed them in Draconic. They did not respond, and then you fireballed them.
Yeah,
I thought they ran off, which is why I fireballed them.
Well,
They didn't
they were sort
respond.
of running around down there anyway.
Hmm. The impression I got is that they scurried off. It is an avoidance. If maybe I
yeah, they
misconstrued.
didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah,
But
that's
maybe this guy remembers. Maybe you talk to him now, and maybe he'll remember. Hey, I get fireballed if I don't talk to him.
All right, so I will do a diplomacy check.
okay.
And
Well,
hail him as a
you
So
convinced
you're yelling towards this one in the south? This guy here?
hello, we come in peace. Anyone here to welcome us?
We come in peace. Okay, so yeah, so you're speaking in Draconic, and it's obvious to you. I mean, you're not that close to him, so you can't really make out too much from facial features. And frankly, kobold facial features are not all that revealing to a person. What After a few minutes, and you say something like, I've come. What do you say to them? Like, hello, I'm not here to murder you. I have other
Right.
plans.
Yeah, we're not here to murder you. And then
Yeah.
we just want to parlay.
Uh, there's a period where he doesn't say anything. And then from way back there, you hear a small squeaky voice in Draconic and really heavily, sort of tortured Draconic. You speak Draconic as the Celestials do. It is a noble language, the language of dragons, of the great gold and silver dragons that your people have trucked with for many generations, centuries. You have been friends with these dragons, and they speak the great and imperious language of the great worms of old. These guys don't speak that. They speak
Gutter
sort of
dragon.
crap Draconic, right? So, but you hear is sort of like this small squeaky thing. It says, "Be gone from here, dragon spirit! We want nothing to do with you."
Well, I'm here nevertheless. You can either talk to me or we'll find.
Or bathe in fire.
Or I will introduce you to Arendar and Wraith.
Do not
Oh
punish us
no.
further. We have done nothing but worship the
Well, then
old
come
gods.
talk to us so I don't have to
You have
punish.
killed my friends. I'm fine. You've killed my tribesmen. You have killed our friends. You are here for vengeance. We are sorry for whatever transgression we have done.
I rolled a 30 diplomacy, so I'm going to say this as nicely as I can. Then maybe we were mistaken. Come out and rectify our misunderstanding. We
Oh,
don't intend harm.
Oh, and can you ask
Uh,
him to disengage the traps as he comes
Yeah.
by?
Oh,
oh, yeah, disengage the traps too.
Tell them to ID all the traps too.
All
and
right,
turn
so
off the lights when you leave the room.
So there's a moment. It's obvious Titus is getting frustrated, and you could say, "Well, come forth and parlay with us, so that we may see you as you are, as you have already transgressed." You see, and it's frightening him. He's frightened. The diplomacy check has got him to listen. He's responded, but he's saying, "Look, you are basically." He's referring to you as the dragon spirit. You've come, and they think your guess is that they think that you have come from the dragon because kobolds worship dragons, right? That's why they speak Draconic in the first place, and they claim to be descendants of dragons. But they're looking at you. I mean, think about what they see. They've never seen an Asmar before, right? So what are they seeing? A guy with glowing eyes, unusual beauty, magic, destruction, speaks their language. They're freaking out. They
Okay.
think, and they're referring to you as a dragon spirit has come down to exact revenge on them for something, and they don't
Not
know what they've done.
not revenge. I come here seeking gifts so that you may bestow them upon me and fill me with praise so that I can raise your civilization up to where it belongs.
This is why we keep Titus around to get us tribute.
that's right. Awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, hold on. Let me try something. I have to check something here. Ooh. Uh, He's like, the little dude that you're talking to squeaks, I have nothing. We have nothing. You see him saying, like, he runs off. He sort of runs around the back of the table, around the back of the chair, and disappears sort of into the other rooms. He kind of
Okay.
scoots up. We have nothing. Do not punish us. We meant nothing. And he's off.
Okay.
They're afraid of us. We may have carte blanche, have our way down here.
Like I said, everyone needs to be on constant vigil for looking for traps because
Right.
they're going to be all over.
Can we do search? Or do we need to do like it's been so long since we've searched for traps, we've become lazy.
We
What's
just have to do perceptions every time we get
perceptions?
that.
What do you want searched?
Do I know where the guy ran off to?
He ran off to the west, but around the back of this chair here. So he was hiding over here behind this table, sort of in between the table and the chair. He sort of scooted behind the table, then behind this chair right here, and then disappeared somewhere. So there may be a doorway or a cavern or something over there. You're not
I'm
sure.
going to send a ghost voice or ghost sound in that direction.
All right. What does the sound like?
Angry
A
dragon.
lowly growling dragon that is approaching.
All right. So, you don't hear anything beyond that, but it's quite. You're able to reproduce the sound of a dragon's growl as much as you have. You ever has Titus ever met a dragon?
No,
Okay,
I
so
mean he spent his life at Gate Pass, and this is, I guess, his first adventure outside the gates.
you're pretty. I mean, but you've got a good idea what dragons are and what kind of noises they make, and so you make those noises, and that the little dude doesn't come running back out. That's for sure. Um, Oh, you're looking at the stone cutting. What are you looking for? If you're looking for just look
I
for
just did a
traps.
perception for traps and hidden
Okay.
doors, both. I
All right.
mean, we're
Well,
looking for whatever.
the first and most obvious one is right around where you guys came down. There's a pit dug, and if you look down in there, there's a bunch of sharpened sticks sort of wedged down in the bottom of that pit. This pit looks for lack of a better term, aftermarket. It looks like it was excavated
Retrofit.
out of the floor of the room, and it looks kobold made. It's like you think the kobolds made this pit. Certainly the spikes are made of like wood, and they're covered with like this weird greasy looking substance on the spikes, which is probably some sort of jungle based poison. But yeah, it's only about the pit is only about 10 feet deep. But yeah, that's an obvious trap. Beyond that, you don't see. Would you roll a 20 and you're standing there? Okay, so you do see something else over in the north of this, like right over in here, right in front of this doorway, right over at the top towards the north. You see what looks like. At first, you think it's like a rope or a cable, but it looks like one of those woven ropes that you saw that Ursek had been tied up with to the stone. It looks a lot like that, but it's just laying on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, and your spidey sense is tingling a little bit about that. It's like, well, that doesn't look like it should be there. You're not
Hey,
sure what
Rick,
it is yet, but you're not sure. You don't think it should be
I
there.
pointed out to everybody, especially to Wraith.
yeah.
And you said that's north?
Yeah, that's up
Right.
here, like
Okay.
just right outside, like right in the hallway. It's kind of lying down here. Let me, I'll
Uh,
show you.
I'll
It's
start to move north and do a trap check.
it's kind of like right here.
28.
All right, 28. So you step a little closer there. So yeah, you see once with 28. So once Poe points it out, you get a good better look at it. You definitely think that that's well, the way you would do it, and knowing what you know about kobolds, which isn't much, but you know they're not sophisticated, is probably some sort of tripwire that they're expecting to trip you guys with. Further, as you get closer, you see something else just on the other side of that. Um, oh fuck. Just on the other side of that rope, which is just lying on the ground. Okay, it's just sitting there. But
Hmm.
just on the other side of it, you see something else, and then it comes into view. It is another one. It's something you've seen before in the woods.
A bear trap.
It's a bear trap. And the way it's positioned, based on your 27, 28 really, is that if someone were to be running northward and that tripwire was raised up a foot and they tripped over it and flew forward, they would land almost perfectly on that bear trap.
Right.
Right now, the rope, the little vine is laying on the ground. Hey, Doug,
Hey,
good to see you.
Hey,
good to see you.
Oh,
Gen Con was good. Not Gen Con. Daikon was good.
It was indeed. I was only there yesterday, didn't go today, and I had to come home early on Friday for some other stuff I had to take care of. But played some games yesterday, and they were great.
Good.
But yeah, that's what you see, Wraith, and you've already become a little bit familiar because remember you're the one who saw the spiked ball that knocked people into the pit.
Yeah.
So these kobolds seem to like to pile up to sequence their traps.
Right. Well, which direction do you want to go, group?
hmm.
I don't care.
wow.
North,
Wow.
I guess.
Let's go north. Yeah.
Okay.
They got a
And
trap there. There's something they're trying to.
I'll continue moving up here.
Well, there's definitely that line is right there. So Arendar, as you get close to the edge, you can see what Arendar, where
So
did you go? Oh, you step back. Okay.
I moved the wrong person.
Oh,
Sorry.
gotcha. Okay.
I was just putting Wraith where Wraith is.
Poe, I assumed you at some point cured your own deafness with a heal spell.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Wraith, you're standing close to there. You also notice a couple other things. If you look further to the north, there looks like there's like another room over here, but there looks to be right here sort of like a big log has been rolled down there. It's green, it's got spikes on it. It looks like something from the jungle that has somehow been brought down here, and it's just sitting on there. You can definitely see that there's a couple of dudes back there behind that log. They're hiding, but you can absolutely see them.
Yeah. And then this guy to the left.
Yeah, if you peek, there's a dude crouched down and he's got one hand on the rope.
Yeah,
Uh,
his job is to raise his trip rope.
yeah, it looks like. So hold on, let me do this. So now you recognize that the rope stretches quite far. And if you look to the left, which you have done, you can see that there's the one guy so there's a kobold sort of crouched down real low up against the wall, and he's got his hands on the rope. If you peer to the right, you'll see there's another one down at the other end towards the east. And he's doing the same thing, crouched down and holding the rope. It looks like they're waiting for somebody to come running through so that they can lift the rope up and trip him.
Right.
Let me know. I'm gonna go grab the rope and yank it back towards us and yank them both our direction.
Well,
Kadoink!
do I have a line of sight on this guy?
You'd have to step out into the hallway.
Okay. Well, I mean, depending on turn stuff, I'll step up here, but not step over the rope or not on the rope.
Okay. You just step a little bit. Yeah, it's about 8 inches or a couple of feet into the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you step out, sort of on the rope.
No, I'm
Okay.
gonna I'm gonna step and not on the rope. So if they
Gotcha.
lift it, it has no effect on me.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
And then I'm gonna shoot this guy.
All right. So you step out, you see and you see the kobold off to the thing, and you
Oh.
see as you sort of slip
Oh.
out, you've got one foot on one side of the rope, the one foot on the other, and the kobolds are small, so they're not going to be able to trip you with this. They can raise it up, but it's not going to do
Yeah.
anything. And that guy's eyes just go whoop, and as he sees you sort of like reach and fire. So go ahead and fire at that guy. 25 to hit will absolutely hit him. And the arrow, you hear him just like make a huge like squawk noise as the arrow takes him right in the chest. He lets go. He's crouched down. He lets go of the rope and falls backwards into the hallway. And you suddenly begin hearing a bunch of kobolds yelling and screeching and doing all the kinds of things as this guy falls over with an arrow in his face. Chest, not his face.
Right. Those were the first shot was 2 arrows.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, it was more than enough. The first arrow was more than enough it took him in the chest. The other one takes him very nearby. And little kobold blood goes squirting out. They're not tough. But all suddenly the quiet of the this area that you're in erupts in kobold. Titus, you understand Draconic, so you can hear these guys talking. They're like you're hearing a whole bunch of things. The servants of the dragon spirit have come for revenge. What have we done? What have we done? Kill them!
Oh
Kill
boy.
them! Run away! Everybody's like freaking out.
Well,
So
after
let's.
the first shot, I'm gonna spin around and the
You gonna shoot the other guy?
third shot is 26,
Oh, that's gonna hit him and does 11 damage.
but
So
he's within 30 feet.
so 12 damage.
So 12 damage
Okay.
plus 7 sneak attack plus 2 bleed.
Ew, he takes that one in the throat. You could hear him sort of making a gurgly sound as he falls to the ground next.
Can I shout out in Draconic?
Sure.
Surrender now, or I will again unleash my dragon's breath upon you.
Oh.
All right. Let me do something real quick. Oh, okay. All right. So let's roll for initiative.
All right.
Just because. Why not?
Ooh. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm gonna do that.
You guys have a great battle. I'm going.
See you, Doug.
You clearing out?
See you later.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah. See you guys.
Take care.
All right.
Where are you?
And then what are they gonna do here? Nothing. Okay.
Well, that's oh my god. 12
okay.
initiative. Oh boy.
All right. 1 second. Oh, come on. 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry this is taking so long. My thing is not working as well as it should. 1 second. Come on. Okay.
Watch out for that trap.
Okay. All right, cool. So let me roll for my guys. Is everybody on? Who are we missing? I got Wraith, Titus, Arendar, Ono, Poe. I'm missing Vondrum.
Oh, I
Vondrum,
did.
did
I'm
you?
sorry. I thought I did. I'm sorry.
You may have. Oh, there you go. Okay, perfect. All right. Let's sort. All right, cool. All right, so let's kick off with some observation. All right. So the first thing, Wraith, you notice you're the first one out there. The bear trap is still alive, but what you've got is to either end of the hallway, if you can see them, you can see that there's a couple of overturned tables, one at either end of the hallway, and a couple of guys with bows. You also see people creeping around over there. They also have this log here, and there's some guys in there, and they look like they're getting ready to attack as well.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's kind of what it looks like right now. That's all you see. But they've got little rudimentary bows and slings, and you can see they're chattering and waving stuff. They've heard what Titus said. Don't make me bring the fire a second time, and they seem freaked out.
As well, they should be.
And it's your turn,
Yeah.
Wraith. I
10,
mean,
15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna move down to here.
okay.
How
These
much
guys
of
these guys start sort of yelling. Ah, they're coming! They're coming!
how much of this guy can I see?
Well, he's got partial cover, so you can see him. It's going to be a 20% mischance because of the cover, but you could definitely see him because they're not hyper capable.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to I run down here
Hmm.
and I shoot at this guy.
Oh.
Which guy are you shooting at? The blue circle one?
Yeah.
Okay. 22 will hit. I do need you to do that will be a hit, but we got to check and make sure you don't miss it. So you got to roll a D100 and get a 21 or greater
I'm working
to
on it.
avoid the cover from the overturned table that they have plunked down. 57, no problem. All right, you hit him. 14 damage. Is he within 30 feet?
No.
Okay, so 14 damage will be enough to kill him. He goes flying backwards, and his mates are like, ah! They're yelling, it's the dragon spirit's vengeance. They've come to kill us all. But yeah, you kill that guy.
Yeah. That's my turn.
All right, Arendar, you hear a lot of kobolds screeching in the other room. You hear Titus speaking in the same language. You speak Draconic? Do you understand Draconic?
I do understand Draconic.
All right, so you can hear Titus getting increasingly frustrated. Stop fighting. I'm not here to punish you. Or he's sort of like trying to be diplomatic, but they seem to be largely Well, I don't know that they were unbelieving, but they seem to have got it in their head that this is some sort of vengeance for some sort of perceived slight, and the dragon spirit, which is they're definitely referring to Titus in this regard, has come to incinerate them, has come to kill them all for this transgression, and they have to fight the dragon spirit's servants.
Okay. So I'm gonna get to there.
Hmm.
I'm looking
Okay.
for traps as I'm walking to there.
Okay.
Just basically right in front of me and around me is
25 perception check. You don't see any traps, but you do see
see a bunch of guys in here.
a bunch of kobolds who are hanging out here. You also see this weird stonework, right? The kobolds, it's obvious that they have made use of these rooms. You can see stripped bones scattered about. You can see that some of them have been laying atop these stoneworks, but it's that same weird stonework that you saw upstairs.
Okay. And then since I can't get to one and attack, in my most menacing voice, I'm going to say, drop your weapons and surrender. Otherwise, I'm going to kill you all.
Are you trying to, with a 33, intimidate? All right, so let's go to, and we use the Unchained Intimidate rules, right?
Right.
All right, so let me just reacquaint myself with those real quick. All right, intimidate. So, you earn the following. If you exceed the DC to demoralize the target by at least 10, is frightened for 1 round and shaken thereafter. All right, how many ranks in intimidate do you have?
The equivalent with what I've got would be -4 would be 15.
15 ranks.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
14.
14 ranks. All right. So that is significant ranks. So did you see those rolls?
Holy crap, dude.
Oh my gosh. Look at all of them. It's 4 15s and a 14. I don't think I've ever seen that.
That's
Go to the
interesting.
casino.
That's like a
clean.
JPEG. Did you paste the JPEG up there over and over again?
I did not. That was actual rolls. All right. So
Wow.
what I don't see, I see plenty of 15s. What I don't see is any 20s, which would be required to be able to forestall poor responses to that. So in this case, we're talking 10 ranks. You exceeded. They panic and are frightened for and shaken thereafter. All right. So he comes in there and he's like, I've come to exact vengeance. Panic means they drop their things and flee at top speed from the source. Here's the problem. You're standing in the damn doorway, so they can't escape.
Yeah, they can't escape. They just
So
have to
they
get as far
drop
away
their
from me.
bows and weapons. You hear the clatter of all these things, and they leap over into the corner. This one just stays in the corner. He's hiding. And they all go running backwards in a panic and cluster around behind there as your thing. All their weapons and stuff, there's little rusty knives and their little fart-ass bows that they've made out of saplings and sinew, are sort of scattered all over the ground. And they're whimpering and crying and begging for mercy in Draconic.
Okay.
All right. Titus.
This is your last chance to come forward and surrender peacefully and have a friendly conversation, or I can't hold Arendar back anymore.
All right. So basically, come forward, treat with the dragon spirit, or else my servants will wreak destruction upon you like that which you've never seen.
But
All right,
that's not what we want to do.
That's not what we want. We don't want to hurt you. This is going to hurt us more than it hurts you, especially Ono. All right. Give me another quick diplomacy check. And do you have any ranks in Intimidate?
Yes.
All right. Give me an Intimidate check as well. Diplomacy
Okay.
and Intimidate, because you're dealing with both hands here.
Okay. So here's diplomacy. 27.
Okay.
And intimidate. 33.
Wow. Okay. All right. So what
We're intimidating bunch.
Yeah, to a bunch of like frightened kobolds, absolutely. All right, I'm gonna put a quick. You're gonna see this. I'm just doing this because I want to see how far your voice travels. Okay. All right, I'm going to take that off. Sorry, Titus, I didn't mean to do that. All right, so
Well, it's cavernous, right? So there'd be
yeah,
what?
I'm looking. Oops, I failed to take it off. I'm just looking to see because there are a variety of dudes that may be out of earshot. All right, so Titus, do you move into the hallway, or are you just screaming it? Or you're just yelling it from inside of the. You're not moving
Oh,
forward.
I will move behind Arendar.
All right, so you're gonna stand out. Watch out for that.
Yeah, I walked
Watch out for the
around it.
bear trap. All right,
I
so you're
just
standing out here.
basically follow his path just to avoid any traps or treachery.
All right. Because of your diplomacy and intimidate checks, you see slowly these guys who are hiding behind the tables come forward. They come out. They look incredibly frightened. Another dude sort of peeks around here and sort of is looking at you, and they seem to so they've come forward and they're like, please, one of them says to you, please, dragon spirit, please don't slay us. We have done nothing but worship the old gods, and we have no idea what we have done to call upon your vengeance. Please don't kill us, please.
We have no intention of killing you as long as you cooperate and treat us with the respect we deserve. We will likewise treat you with respect. We rescued a ally of ours who is tied up in your domain, and we want to ask you about that. That's all.
All right, one of them kind of comes walking up, showing much more bravery than the other ones. He still looks like he's about to shit himself, though. He steps forward and says, "My name is Minoc." And these guys are sort of like hovering around, and these guys sort of like trip forward too, and they're like, "And I am a leader here. And he gets down on the ground and sort of like bows low to you and says, "Dragon spirit, please." We will do whatever you say. Please don't hurt any more of us. Please don't kill any more of our tribe.
Very well. Just help us out, answer some questions for us, disarm traps.
Ask your questions and we will answer.
Who brought our friend here, and why was he bound up and gagged and poisoned?
I can only tell you what I know. The creature that we tied to the stone upstairs was brought to us by one of the monks of the castle, who said that we may use it. They said it was a failure, and that we may use it as we wish, and we presented it for sacrifice to the great worms that come here, and that you represent.
And that is why we're here.
A
You had
sacrifice was
contacted us.
Our sacrifice was unworthy. We understand. You can,
It was very worthy. That's why we're here.
and yet so many of us are now dead.
Because
this
you
monk.
fled
Describe
against
this
my
monk.
command. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Describe this monk.
It was the monk of the castle, a female of the species, young, of hair of
What's her name was that I didn't trust. I blurred out that name. Is that who it is? I don't remember what her name was, but
You mean the
the
door
the
lady,
one who kept
the door
Kayla?
lady. Yeah.
Kayla. He doesn't. So he'll tell you. I don't. They do not deign to give us their names. It's only. But yeah, I mean, she was female. She had
And
brown
young.
hair, which he says this one had brown hair. So yeah, maybe. I mean,
Okay.
kobolds are not the best at describing. Certainly, if you took them to a
Right.
police
Right.
station, the sketch artist wouldn't be having a tough
Right.
time.
Right.
But I mean, it checks 2 or 3 of those boxes. Absolutely.
Well, as far as Arendar's concerned, it was her. So I'm just gonna have to kill her when I see her.
Then I guess, do you know of a faster or safe way to get to this castle?
The jungle is dangerous, but no more dangerous than jungles anywhere, as far as we know. The castle is east of here, and he's like, it's a day and a half's walk, that kind of thing, through many tribulations, the monkeys of the trees, and that kind of stuff, and the leaf peoples and all. He starts blathering on about, and the saber tooths and the dinosaurs, that kind of all those things that would kill kobolds immediately if they weren't, clustered together. But yeah, he says like it's hugely dangerous, but they they know that a dragon spirit and his servants who are so dangerous and so deadly could easily pass to the east and reach the castle without harm or fear. We are but lowly kobolds who are devout and worship the dragons of the old in the old ways. But we are small and unworthy of traveling. We would never go alone to the east. But a dragon spirit such as yourself could easily go, and the things of the jungle that we fear would fear you, and you would be able to pass safely and without danger.
Very well. I bestow my blessings upon you and thank you for your candor and for having the bravery to step forward and talk to me.
Would you would you see the dead one?
What?
Do you wish to see the dead one?
The dead one?
Yes.
Dead one that we have tended here for
Yes.
many years.
Yes, please.
All right. So that being the case, they sort of like come, please, Dragon Spirit, come. And the little dude kind of like walks up to you very slowly and reaches out one sort of scaled hand up to you. Please, Dragon Spirit, come follow me. And sort of like leads you to the east. Everybody's sort of like these guys, so there's a whole crew that sort of move the move the table out of the way so it doesn't interfere with with you guys, and they're like you can hear them yelling down to the thing, move the barricades, move the barricades, the dragon spirit wishes to see the dead one. And you could hear like guys down there, move the barricades, move the barricades. They drag this guy out of the way, and you find yourselves sort of at the edge of a hallway that goes to the south, and they they basically Titus, they drag, he sort of leads you to here and down and turn the corner, and you can see going down there's several other kobolds, and you can see they've got torches lit so you can see down there and that kind of stuff. And there's a big barricade here, but you can go around on the side against the thing. That will keep you safe from the pit and the spear trap that we've set. And you'll have to clamber over the barricade, but once you do, you will be in the realm of the dead one.
Very well.
What about the rest of you guys? What do you guys do?
Oh, I'm coming.
Oh, I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Sure.
Move
All
over
right.
to here and check for traps.
All right. You don't see any obvious traps, although the guy who's sort of like holding Titus's hand is sort of like showing him the way down there. He's put the move the barricades, and he guide Titus. He says to you, to avoid the barricade, you want to go down this way through here. There's a pit on the left-hand side and a spear trap. Did you unlock the spears? We cannot have the dragon spear to be in any danger. And they're like, "Oh yes, we did." He says there's a trap here, which it's sort of like we're very good. And the guy's like, we're very good trap makers, and we defend our lair very well with our traps. And one of the things that we love to do is put two traps in the same place. And as you could see, if you were to walk through there, you would avoid the pit, but you would get speared by the spear trap. It's what we kobolds like to refer to as the double whammy.
Excellent. Well done.
Maybe, oh man.
So there's only a little space that he'll tell you, this is to protect, our area, the realm of the dead. You're going to have to sort of clamber over this area here. They can't move the barricade out of the way, but that leads into the gate. You can, someone of your power and with servants of such strength could easily clamber over our little barricades.
So, is there enough ceiling height to where I could fly and go horizontal to the ground instead of clambering?
Surprisingly so, there is. It's about a 10-foot ceiling here.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull a Superman.
All right, so you're just gonna fly up, and they're like, "Oh, it's the dragon spirit." They're all freaking
Oh.
out, and the rest of the party is just like, he does that shit like every day. He's flying around like a psychotic. But yeah, these guys are all like freaked out. Um, but yeah, if you're just going down there, what about the rest of you?
I'm going to. So they said stay along the left-hand
Yeah, stay
wall.
along the left-hand side and you'll avoid the pit. And you can easily see the pit. It's basically designed like if you were to clamber over this particular barricade, you would fall off of it into the pit.
Well,
But go ahead.
is the Cobalt still clutching me? Are we flying together?
Well, no, I mean, I didn't think you wanted to drag him along. If you could, I mean, he's like, kind of thing. He's
Well,
taking me.
do you wish to fly with me, or
I wouldn't dare, Dragon Spirit. Please, no. Yeah.
then stay on the ground?
Okay, then walk in front of Arendar.
Right.
All right.
That's
So you want him to walk through? Okay, he can walk
Guide
through. He
us.
kind of like humps through here. And as he passes through, there is a like
What's that?
chunk. It's a huge lizard. It's just sitting there, and there's like these two dudes next to it, and it's just sitting there like it's obviously some sort of pet,
Oh.
but it's a big lizard, probably
Well, there's-
six
Jub.
6 feet long. And as the leader guy kind of like walks past the pit, you can hear the cha-chunk as the spear goes flying off. Luckily, it goes over his head and crashes against the thing. And he's like, "You fools! You did not deactivate it." And he's like, "We're sorry. We didn't know. I thought we deactivated it." Blah blah blah. And he's like, "You idiots! You might have accidentally injured one of the dragon spirit servants, and then where will we be?" So he's chastising them, but you can see him, Arendar. You can see him sort of like. He sort of like gets up on this wood and sort of
Okay.
clambers over and goes in.
Not that I don't trust them, but I've got my shield out on the side where those spears are coming out.
Okay.
I'm walking with it over.
All right. So you walk over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. And Titus, you're sort of like flying about, and everybody's
More
as
or
you
less
fly past, they're all freaking out. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Following.
Following.
Scowling? Did you say?
Following. Following.
Oh, following. Okay.
And
All right.
Following.
See. Where am I? Go. Okay. Great. I will follow.
All right. So you're going to go down there too?
Sure.
All right. So who's last? Wraith, are you last? In line, I mean?
No, it looks like Vondram and Poe are last.
Okay.
I'm last.
Oh, Vondram and Poe. Okay, I didn't see you guys up there. All right, so Vondram and Poe, as you guys begin making your way southward towards the barricades after everybody else is kind of going down that way, you can hear little footsteps and blah, 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 like burbling and people talking. And if you look behind, you can see that there's a whole bunch of kobolds have sort of gathered up at the like the sort of intersection, and they're just sort of staring down there at you guys. It looks like it might be the bulk of the tribe, if not all the remaining tribesmen.
All right.
And they're just sort of watching. So Arendar, as you and Titus floats in, you climb in, you find yourself in a room which is obviously a tomb. It's a tomb room. You can see three large sarcophaguses. Two of them have nothing on them, but the one down at the bottom towards the end is the one that the little kobold leader says that is the home of the dead one.
Does the dead one
And-
come out and talk to you or do anything?
Oh no, he's the dead one, but this is what you see.
Oh.
So you can see that there's this big sarcophagus, and it's got some runes and writing on it, and some writing on the top. They have, over time, you can see that they have sort of put it looks like the kobolds have put a bunch of like bones and little carved wood dragons and things like that, that they've made. And there's one like a big crystal that they found. It looks like they've done it. And in the middle of it is, you can see what is definitely not a kobold made box. Um, it is a human-made box. It looks incredibly old, but it also has it has something in it. It looks like it might be a horn of some kind, but the horn has words on it. And Arendar, you're in there. You speak and read Sargavan, right? Chelaxian?
Yes.
Okay. So you can see that written on the side of this horn is the word Vaust, Baust, written in Chelaxian.
Sure enough. So
But yeah, they've obviously the sarcophagus looks very old.
So we blow it and call all the Vaus to home.
I don't know. Maybe.
Wow, that's
But yeah, it's this one right here. It has the stuff on it.
okay. All right.
And what looks to be some sort of reliquary with looks to be a carved, like a horn, like a horn.
Right.
So at this point, the leader of the kobold sort of bows his head, scrapes a little bit, and he's like, "Dragon spirit, shall I leave you alone with the dead one?
Yes.
Do you wish to commune with him?
Yes, you've done well. Thank you.
You're not the dragon spirit.
I don't care.
You're just one of his shit servants."
I'm
No,
one of
he's
the-
definitely addressing Titus.
Yes, you may take leave, but stay nearby in case we need you.
But don't look at what we're doing.
Right.
All right, so
Rafe, we need you.
so Ono, as you're sort of scrambling on the thing, you see the little kobold kind of like come scooting next to you, and he's sort of scrambles back, and he kind of goes around this little edge over on the other side of the pit, and then goes back onto the first barricades, and he stands there sort of on the top of the barricade as the rest of you guys make your way into the room.
So before we do anything, I'm trying to figure out, let's see. Radius. I'm gather around. I'm gonna cast Magic Circle against evil.
Okay.
So that's a 10-foot radius.
Okay. And does it follow you? I can never remember.
So anybody who's going to, pardon? Yes, it does. It follows.
It follows you, yeah.
Right.
10-foot emanations from the touch. Oh, well, it doesn't have to be you personally, but you could touch somebody else if you want.
Oh, well, who's going who's going to approach the sarcophagus?
Give it to Rafe.
Bondi.
So whoever's
Right.
doing,
I'm going to go up there with him.
All right.
all right. So I will cast
Magic circle.
Magic Circle of Evil against who wants it?
Give it to Rafe.
Okay, done.
All right, Rafe.
Cast.
It will be a green magic circle, and it's a 10-foot rad.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There you go. All right. So anybody, Wraith, you guys see it? Do you guys see the green
one?
radius?
Yeah.
That's the magic circle. That's the protection circle.
Any magic obvious in this room, Les?
So you do detect magic. So you don't detect any magic in the room. Even though you're looking at that horn. Here, and I'll get that picture back. You're looking at that horn pretty straightforward, but it does seem to be a mundane horn. It does not radiate any magic, nor does the box. You suspect that the sarcophagi are too thick of stone for you to penetrate them with your spell.
Right.
Well, I got it
Yeah.
now. So what's up?
I think I'm going to activate my protection from evil in case I get separated from him. So
Okay.
is But yeah, Wraith, if you want to check for traps, I'll.
You're gonna actually have to move that horn off of the sarcophagus to lift the lid, right?
I was just going to scoot the lid a little bit so we
Yes.
could see inside.
I see.
Leave it
Well,
on top of it so we don't disturb anything. Just push it,
Right, yeah,
push
yeah,
it, push one of the corners around so we can like peek in there and look inside.
yeah, yeah.
So
okay.
I'm going to stroll over to Titus real quick while this is going on and just mention to him that all of the kobolds have kind of gathered at the end of the hall. So maybe Titus, keep an eye on that. It's
Okay.
perfect for a fireball if we need it. I don't think they're dangerous, but maybe they are.
Right. Okay. So I will move to where I can view the hallway.
So yeah, you can see they're still there, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of them have gathered up at the top, sort of the northernmost part of that hallway where you guys came down, and they're just standing there talking amongst themselves. You can hear them. They're talking about what do you think the dragon spirit is doing? I don't know. Do you think we were able to mollify them? You know that they won't kill us. I don't know. Maybe they're just waiting to exact the appropriate. But it could be anything. All right. So, Arendar, you said you were going to try to wiggle the top off.
I'm not going to do it until Wraith checks it out and
Okay.
tells me it's clear.
Okay, I'll move down and
Oh, is that 20, is 23? Is that to look for traps on the sarcophagus?
no, that was
Oh, that was different.
before.
Okay.
So I will check for traps on the sarcophagus. 27.
27. All right. So you look over the sarcophagus and so it really is, when you're looking at it, it really is sort of a weird dichotomy. On the sarcophagus itself is stone, and it has runes on it, or writing on it, and it looks like that writing might be Chilaxian as well. But the kobolds have sort of made this thing their own, and they put all their little fetishes and
No.
things on there. It doesn't look like they've touched the reliquary on the top that has the Faust's name on it with the horn, but the horn doesn't radiate magic either. But you don't see any traps, any obvious traps.
And I can speak to Laxian, so any of the
So on the sarcophagus, you'd see on one side you see the name Aldrin Faust, sort of
yeah,
where a label would be. And then on the other side, it says "Strength serves honor" in Chilaxian.
Served honor.
do I recognize that as a saying?
Well,
Look at the
um,
dragons on the top too. I mean, strength serves honor. Oh, there's like
the
I
dragons,
think
the little dragon
the
dudes are little
kobolds did
hand
that.
carved. The kobolds did that. These look like little hand carved dragon
Yeah.
creatures
Yeah.
that they put on. Strength serves honor. Honestly, it reminds you of sort of one of those the aristocratic sayings, or honestly, it's more than anything. It's the sort of thing that you would expect to see sort of engraved on a weapon or something like that.
So it does seem sort of like a motivational saying.
Yeah,
And
maybe this Aldrin Faust's personal motto or something.
right. So I'll tell Arendar I don't see any traps, and the saying that's on it seems pretty benign.
Okay. Like I said, I'm going to go up to one of the corners
Okay.
and basically kind of like twist it just so the thing stays level and stays on there. But I can get the corner open so we can peer inside
So you can sort of peek in.
and
Okay.
but not disturb anything on top yet.
All right. Give me a strength check. It is a pretty big block of stone.
Right.
Sarcophagi, as you could probably remember, were made not to be opened. 24. All right, that's pretty straight. A natty 19 and a strength bonus of 5. So you put in there, and when you're like, oh man, this is going to be tough, because it's obvious that this has
Mhm.
not. I mean, it's obvious that this has not been opened in a long time. Maybe not since whoever this Sir Aldrin guy,
Right.
this Aldrin Faust guy, maybe not since he was interred here. But
Mhm.
you do finally, you struggle, and you finally scrape it out, and you open up a pie-shaped kind of open space, probably 8 inches across as you sort of twist it sideways. Probably something that looks like, let's just see here. It always goes back to there. I hate that. So you might twist it a wee bit, sort of like this. That
That's
look
pretty
right?
cool. It's almost like you put that as a different piece.
Isn't that weird? So yeah, so you could peek in there, you hold a torch or something over it or something like that. You can peek
Yeah.
in, and there's definitely a dude in there.
Oh,
You see the glint of armor.
oh.
But yeah, there's definitely a person in there buried in their armor.
Okay. If nothing moves or comes out after us, then I'll.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't smell like decomp in there either. It smells, well, a little bit like really dry paper, like the smell you get from like a musty library, the basement of a library or something like that. You could definitely in the torchlight or the ambient light, you could definitely see there is like the glintings of some sort of metal, some sort of silvery metal, which you are almost certain that it is armor.
Right.
That is, that is either that you think the guy is wearing. But if you're waiting for like movement or a bunch of scarabs to come piling out, none of that happens.
Okay.
There's no
Once it's
movement.
safe,
There's
then
no
I'm gonna.
low groans. Oh,
Right.
yeah,
Right. That's what I'm waiting for.
yeah, nothing like that. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna call one of the mages over that I know can do detect magic and have them peer into there and see if there's anything.
I could do it, but I'm supposed to watch the doorway. Maybe if I, all right,
I
can
got it
watch the
On
on.
during the
door.
pole arm.
I can watch
I'm
the
not
door.
a
okay. So
I'm not
I'll
a mage,
come
but I got it on. I can do it.
If you
up.
got
So,
detect magic, then yeah, Poe can do it.
okay.
Okay. Poe, you're doing detect magic in there?
Yeah, I started that a while ago already, so it's been on.
Okay. So you do detect in the sarcophagus three different auras. And if you take the time, you would detect auras from the a couple of auras that register enchantment, and a third aura, much smaller, but definitely there, that registers as,
Wait for it.
Hmm.
well, it transcends mere schools.
Hmm.
So
It seems to, but it's a small
multiple.
aura.
Okay. Um, which items are they coming from?
Well, you can't really see, I mean, it's difficult to see in there. It's not, the weird part is it's not the armor that's
Okay.
radiating magic. It's something else inside the coffin, inside the sarcophagus. A couple of some things that are the enchantment radiations are larger elements, but Poe, you get the impression that they're not like super powerful, but they do exist. And then there's a smaller less more universal sort of aura that's coming out of there as well.
Okay. Well, the way that is twisted, we should be able to see both ends.
Yeah, I mean the stuff that is radiating the magic is still largely obscured by the lid, but there's definitely stuff in there.
Can I twist it more?
Sure, you want to push it? You want to push it off?
I don't want to mess with their
Responsibility.
no,
Oh, with their stuff?
their little
Well,
shrine. Their
there's a
little
couple
shrine here.
there's a couple of other, you know, sarcophagi there. Now these don't look like they have bodies in them, but they've got flat tops. I mean, you could move their stuff to the other ones, including the reliquary too, the with the horn in it.
Okay.
Do you want to do that? Move their stuff
Yeah.
so it's not damaged or destroyed in any way. What are you going to do with the horn holder?
Just is it secured to the top of this thing or just
Yeah,
setting?
it's a box. I mean, it's got a handle.
But
Well, not a handle, but it's got like these. It's on either side. It's got these like you can hold it with both hands, kind of
the
thing.
question was it secured to the lid?
No, it's just sitting on top of it.
Okay, then I move it
It's not
over.
welded.
For right now, I move it over to the other with their stuff to the other sarcophagi.
All right. And then push off you get your brother to help you and push off the lid?
Yeah.
All right. So the lid comes sort of crashing down to the ground once you reach that thing. It doesn't shatter or anything like that. It's just like cocoon. And you know, man, that's going to be a beast to get back on there if you have to get it back on there. But now you have laid open the sarcophagi for all to see, and this is what you see.
Why? Oh,
Inside is a human male, dead, very dead, wearing plate armor and holding a large sword. The sword is one of the things that radiates enchantment magic. It is a large, ornate bastard sword, and it has a lot of engraving on it. Underneath his legs is a large shield, which also is heavily engraved, and seems to bear some sort of coat of arms on it.
Hmm.
And
Very
then
mostly.
And finally, the small magic aura seems to come from one of his fingers. The central finger of his left hand has a ring on it with a small garnet stone.
Okay. All right. I'll leave it up to you magic folk to identify this stuff then.
Okay.
It's your spellcraft skill.
Okay.
The
Let me
guy
get
has not moved. He looks very dead. Anybody want to do a quick health check to see if they can estimate the amount of time he has been dead?
I could do it with a praise.
That's more for inanimate objects.
So
But he's pretty
it's a heal
inanimate.
check.
That's a good point. You make a good point. No, if you were going to sell him, yeah, maybe so. But this would be more of a health check.
Spellcraft
It's a heal
27.
check.
Yes. So spellcraft on the sword, did you say?
Whatever Arendar's.
Okay.
Yeah, the sword
Health
first.
check.
All right. So health Poe and Arendar, both of you take a look at the body, and Arendar, both of you come to a similar conclusion that this body, based on the amount of decomposition, the environment that's been sealed in here, this guy's been dead 70 to 90 years. So spellcraft. So Titus, as you do a spellcraft check on the sword, you notice a couple of things. Engraved on the blade in Chilaxian are also the words "Strength serves honor." It is definitely a masterwork weapon and radiates an enchantment. And I'm just going to give you once per day. The wielder, it serves as a masterwork weapon. With the benefits that accrue to that. Once per day, when the wielder reduces a foe to 0 hit points, the sword will emit a warm golden glow for 1 minute. During that time, that 1 minute after he's reduced a foe to 0 hit points, the wielder gains a +1 bonus to diplomacy checks made against nobles, soldiers, and honorable opponents who witnessed the deed, the slaying.
Hmm.
Very specific.
It is very specific.
Which bonus? A +1 what bonus?
It's
Diplomacy?
it's otherwise a masterwork weapon.
So
Okay.
plus one to hit.
But you get a diplomacy bonus if you witnessed him being killed.
Yeah, once per day when the wielder reduces a foe to 0 hit points, you kill somebody. The sword will glow golden, and for 1 minute, and during that time, you gain a +1 bonus to diplomacy checks made against nobles and aristocrats, soldiers, or any honorable opponent who witnessed the deed.
Does that evoke the quote of the year from 2025?
We didn't abandon him, but we did leave him behind. No, wait. What was the quote?
Isn't that
Is a clerical conflict of interest? Kind of. It does give you a bonus.
Hey, Johnny.
All right. But that's the sword. Then I'm assuming you look at you de-wedgify the shield from under the body of the man, and you pull that out. And it has an enchantment too. It's a heavy steel shield with silver filigree depicting an oak tree surrounded by 7 stars, which was for Bondrum will point out that she
we saw that.
believes that was the crest of the Voust family.
And we saw that somewhere else. I feel like we saw that. in our travels. Maybe not.
Could be. The shield functions as a masterwork steel shield, but 3 times per day, when an ally adjacent to you becomes frightened, the wielder of the shield may strike the shield with his fist as a reaction, and the ally immediately reduces his frightened condition by 1 step. He becomes less frightened. The shield emits a bell-like, clear bell-like note when used in this manner. So it can remove, if you're adjacent and your ally becomes frightened, you strike the front of the shield with your fist, and it will take away the frightenedness.
Huh.
And finally, the signet ring. A gold signet ring has a polished red bloodstone engraved with that same symbol, the oak tree surrounded by 7 stars, and this time writ little. It looks like a signet ring that one might use to seal documents if you were a noble. It also has a power. Once per day, the wearer can cast prestidigitation in order to clean clothing, polish armor, seal correspondence with wax, or create the appearance of a freshly groomed nobleman.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. Huh.
He also is wrapped in a cloak, a dark blue velvet cloak, which is in good condition. It seems to be preserved by some sort of funerary magic. It itself is not magical, but could potentially be worth a surprising amount to collectors and historians. As you guys search the cloak, you find hidden there's a small sort of roll of paper or something which seems to be sewn into the hem of the garden.
What's this say?
So if you say you have to sort of untach a little bit of the sewing to get it done, but it's a small bit of parchment, very old, written in Chilaxian, that says, "Husband, may the stars guide you where I cannot." And it's signed by
Wife.
what? Oh yeah, his wife. Yeah. Lacromi was his wife's name. That's what it's signed. Okay, that is the entirety. Other than, and he's also wearing a full set of what looks to be quite ornamental plate mail. It's beautifully done, but would have to be, but looks largely ornamental. I mean, it's full plate, so it would work in battle. This looks like something a nobleman would wear into battle. It's not magical, but it looks very expensive.
It's probably
If you want,
masterwork if it's very ornate.
it's definitely got a lot of filigree and stuff on it, and that kind of stuff. There's some damage, just from age, but it could be pretty valuable.
Okay, so when I'm putting this on the loot list,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be wanting to know a value, like a
Well,
gold piece
the
value.
the
What
funer
what
the
do you want me to put on
funereal
here?
the funereal cloak would probably, to a collector or a historian, if it includes if somebody who knew the Voust family, or somebody who's like that, maybe as much as 500 gold pieces. The ring is a magical ring. It depends. It's obviously a signet ring that belongs to that family. Now, you guys don't know if that family even exists anymore.
Right.
Um, you certainly haven't heard anything of the Voust family or run across any members of the Voust family ever. So maybe they don't exist. Maybe there's an heir out there, in which case this ring would, by rights, and the sword too, probably, and the shield, would by rights belong to them.
Why would the kobolds be charged for watching over these bodies if there wasn't somebody who put them?
You didn't get the vibe that they were like this was their
Yeah.
job. You think that
They
the vibe
just
that
knew there was a dead person here.
yeah, and that they respected that person, that person was worthy of respect for some reason. Maybe somebody told them at some point, or they just built up some sort of mythology. But they didn't refer to him by name or anything like that. It was always the dead one. And it looks like they brought sacrifices in, that kind of thing.
Who else is in the other ones? Can we ask them who else is in the other sarcophagus?
Those seem to
We're
they
empty.
don't know, and they think they're empty. They don't. So what they to you guys think they're empty too because they don't have any names carved on them. There's no names, sigils, or anything else. They seem to be like new sarcophagi without people in them. And if you want, you can move sort of the lid around, and you'll see that they are empty.
You mean like new as in fabricated after the original one? Or as in new and like
More like new
unused?
in the sense as unused. Like maybe this place was built for this particular family, but this guy died unexpectedly and in battle maybe was interred here, and then something happened, and now they don't. The family never came back to this place. It's hard to tell, but it looks like the other two sarcophagi were made to to have people in them. So it's possible that they were created, but they just were never used. They're empty. Only the one had a person interred in it.
Okay. Well, I'll just put Vouse family on these, so when we deal with them later.
Yeah, and I'll put in
Hopefully
when
you'll remember.
I do the recap, I'll put the details in there as well.
Because like I
I
said,
want to invite the
none of these are going to be useful to us, so we're probably going to end up selling them. So that's the one thing while you're in this part of the module, if you wanted to make sure you got that, because I will be asking for that.
Gotcha. Yeah, no problem. That said, I mean, these things belong to this Aldrin Voust, who was Vondrum remembers the name and the family name. He was a Chilaxian Sargavan colonist who came here several generations ago. The stone outside mentioned the Voust family as being this was the border of their lands. So maybe they built this place or were destroyed. But if you brought this stuff back, it might be that if you could find any heirs to the Voust name, they might be interested in this stuff. They might be willing to pay a hefty reward
All right.
for the return of
Okay.
their ancestral materials.
Do
Okay.
we know why the kobolds were making such a fuss over the dead one?
Just that there was a guy here.
Kobolds are nuts. Yeah, they're. I mean, they would have stumbled across this place, and maybe they were frightened. Maybe they figured this is some way to propitiate whatever ghosts or anything that clustered around here. You never know. It's difficult sometimes to puzzle out rational thinking from kobolds.
Okay. So do I want to invite our host, the leader, to come say hello to the dead one or give us any information about what they know about it?
If you want to brace him about this, you can ask him. And basically, he has almost no information. He's like, we knew we knew the dead one lived in his cave is the way they would refer to it. They don't know sarcophaguses or anything like that. And and they basically say we knew he was a very we could tell, and he points to the reliquary with the horn in it. We could tell that this was a powerful dead one, and we knew that we should provide offerings to ensure that the dead one did not. The idea is that they were living here, but they knew that this was the dead one's place. And so they wanted to propitiate them to make sure that the dead one remained okay with them staying there. That kind of thing. Hence the bones, the sacrifices, the crystals, that kind of thing. And hence them holding this place in some reverence.
Just to appease him, I say you have done enough to satisfy the dead one's concerns, and you are safe here as far as he's concerned.
Oh, master, that is wonderful news that we have propitiated appropriately. If only we could do. Have we? He goes, dare I ask, have we served you well enough that you will bless our place and not take from us any more of our tribesmen? Have we proved ourselves worthy by showing you the
Yes.
dead one in this place?
Yes. Yes. I will bestow my blessings upon all of you.
And you could hear sort of like the leader sort of goes, "We have propitiated the dragon spirit," and you hear in the background there was much rejoicing, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They seem very pleased by this. They've lost a bit of their fear, but certainly they're leery around all of you, especially not less so now for Titus, but more so for like everybody else. Like the servants, the dragon spirit servants have proved to be very dangerous indeed. Imagine how powerful the dragon spirit must be to command the services of such fell guardians and compatriots.
Well,
All right, and so I mean, they've shown you that. What do you guys do next? What are you going to do? Like, are you going to leave this
That
place?
that was the only thing that was of any kind of interest here, right?
Well, I mean,
I mean, the
that's
information they gave us as far as that it was the female monk that dropped the guy off here, that was super valuable.
are you guys
Is
going to
there
are you guys going to
anything
take the
else?
horn too?
I was just gonna say, we
Yeah,
didn't sense any magic on the horn, so we're just gonna
there-
leave it.
there's not magic, but we'll take the horn too. Just if we're gonna try
It's
and eventually find someone to buy these, then yeah.
It might
it's
be a
definitely.
bargaining thing later if we run across the Voust family. They might have value for it
Right.
that
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously this stuff, I mean, it may not be super powerful magic items, but it's definitely family heirlooms. There's the shield, there's, are you going to take I mean, all right, let me ask you this. I'm assuming you're going to take the shield, the sword, the reliquary, the signet ring. Are you going to take the body? Or are you going to strip the
No,
armor off it and then reseal him in or
we'll strip the body. We're not taking the body with us.
We can reanimate it, right?
it wouldn't be the first time you guys have carried around bodies.
Right, but we
You
had a
could
better purpose for that.
You could reanimate it potentially. I don't know. Andrew, does Titus have animate dead as a spell? I
No.
I wasn't
oh,
sure if you were going
No, no,
necromancer.
isn't that was it Poe?
No, he can
He
just
has
he can just
speak with
speak.
dead.
Yeah,
Well, okay, speak with dead. The
that's
we left
way
one
different than
guy. He didn't
reanimate.
answer all the questions. He was very frustrated, so I figured that's some kind of animation.
I mean, did you guys want to talk to this guy?
No,
Okay.
I do want to ask the
dude, we just
Cobalt.
looted all your stuff. I hope you're okay with
We're taking all your shit.
it.
He'd be like, I'm definitely not okay with that. Tomb
Uh,
robbers.
I want to ask Cobalt Leader if there's any other interesting things to show us.
No,
Down
this
here.
is this, there. I mean, you have seen all that is important to us. The only thing that we ask is that that we have propitiated you appropriately, and that we have earned your esteem.
Yes. Yes, once you see us out of here safely and send us on our way, you have done your good deeds for the present time.
Well, so the guy, the leader goes back and he gets all his guys, and they lead you back through the hallway, and back through the area where the thing is. Now, some of them have gone upstairs into the thing, and now they drop down a sort of crudely created rope ladder, so that you can climb up back into the space, above that you guys were, in the upper area.
Okay.
And some of the kobolds are chanting and bowing and following through, sort of, they're overcome with religious feeling more than
huh.
anything. While the leader and some of his like key guys make sure that you're helped. They'll even carry the dead one's stuff out for you, to help you on
Wow.
your way.
Do they
Um,
expect a tip?
they are just happy not to be slaughtered. But more
Uh,
than anything, they're also happy that they have met with the dragon spirit, who is very powerful, has powerful servants, and by showing you to the dead one and introducing you to the dead one, who is the owner of this land, the original person who this is his place. They think that they have basically done you a service, and now they're like, we have the blessing of the dragon spirit now. There are definitely a substantial portion of the kobolds who are sort of chanting and bowing and sort of overcome with this weird sort of pseudo-religious fervor. The rest of them are helping you, assisting you. They seem very happy, not only not to be slain, but also not to be, that they've got, that they've earned your esteem, your respect.
And I just say in highfalutin Draconic, I bless you all, your children, and bestow upon you prosperity and good fortune.
And they're like cheering and that kind of stuff. And the leader finally comes up to you as you guys are upstairs now. And he finally comes up to you. He goes up to you and he says, "Before you depart, Dragon Spirit, may I know the name upon which you have come to us today, so that we may change the name of our tribe to honor this day."
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah,
No,
our
you must
name is
never
B
know
Team.
or speak my name.
E.T.
You must never know. You must never. Is that what you say? You must never know or speak my name.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we should tell him B Team.
Oh, there you go. But if you have to, you may refer to me as BT.
B Team. Ah, there's a glorious name. They drag the dragon spirit's name is B Team, and they're like, B Team, Lord B Team, we shall
That's
follow
awesome.
you.
Very good.
And they're like, the leader sort of turns towards his group and he says, "From now, those of us living here in this tribe shall refer to ourselves as the Bateem." And they're like, "Bateem, Bateem," in honor of the
Kobold
dragon
B-Team.
spirit. So
Oh,
so now the kobolds of the jungle have renamed themselves the Bateem, and you guess that there are going to be many tales of this told to the other kobold tribes in the region if there exist. The other kobold tribes, if they run into the Bateem, they may not. They will know that tribe is truly blessed because the dragon spirit has come to them, killed some, and yet embraced the others.
Pretty intense.
All right, as you guys, I'm assuming at this point it's probably mid-afternoon. Do you guys want to stay with the Bateem?
actually, we
Or
probably should rest here because we got
Yep.
spellcasters. I think have blown some spells. So
Absolutely. Yep.
all right.
Resting would be good. That's 11.
Oh, okay. So if you guys are stay here, the leader and some of his guys are like, "Would you can we have a feast in your honor if you plan to stay? We will feast in your honor. We will provide the best of our foodstuffs for your for the feast so that you may enjoy all of our all the hospitality that the Pateem may provide."
We only eat ambrosia and mana, but I thank you for your gracious
Ah,
courtesy.
I see. Yes, our food would be unfitting for creatures of such glory and power. Of course, of course. We will leave you to your rest. But do just yell out, Bateem to summon us if any need at all.
gosh.
And otherwise, they're Bateem, Bateem. They're chanting in the background. They're pretty fried over this. They are
Right.
happy dudes.
Great.
That is hilarious.
All right, and it is 11 on the dot, so we'll stop there
Thank
and
you.
go to bed and go into the work week, thinking of all the accomplishments that the future shall hold for the Bateem tribe of kobolds of the jungles,
Absolutely.
and that you six were the impetus for this kobold tribe to go on to such great things.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Thanks,
Cool.
Les.
All right. Thank you guys. And 2 weeks from tonight, yes.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we will see you then. All right.
Yes,
Have a
yes.
great week.
All right.
Fun.
Take care.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night, guys.